And Misha, I think, is locking in on the Tempest, Draza on the Catalyst, and Zan on the and Boyce on the Untamed, and Sin on the Daredevil, and Abindo on the Herald. Okay, like 17 rerolls there. The mind games have activated. And Tak is not yet in the game yet. What is Tak going to be locked in on? So they are actually a player down right now, which is maybe not ideal. What? Bunker Dragon Hunter. It's here. Tak. Here it is. Relic of the Defender. Avatar Amulet. Rune of the Dolyak. Mace Shield Hammer. It's here. It's here. All right, here we go. Cormier's Clash. Is it going to be a Mesmer Fiesta? Okay, I'm loading in. I'm about to witness something. Is it going to be 5 Mesmers? Mesmer's been nerfed a million times. Is it enough? Well, we've got... well, look, we've got 2. I was actually privy to a couple of scrims, actually, guys. And let me tell you, there's a lot of chronos going. Let me tell you that. Maybe too many, right? It was a complete infestation. We still have 2 of them lingering here. Is it double support? No, it is, in fact, going to be this rifle... Spear DPS build. Is this going to be a support? It is here from Attack, aka Esprit. Raikon on this kind of Condi Herald build that has actually been popping up here as well. Still with Relic of Rivers. It keeps hanging on. Keeps dominating the meta even now. Thief is back in the mix though, which honestly is kind of nice to see. Like, Thief is one of those classes that you do kind of hate it, but you also kind of love it too, right? Like, with Thief not being in the meta, doesn't feel good, to be honest with you. Then another Herald here as well from Azus. So double Herald, double Chrono, and the Thief. Let's see what's going on there. Of course, we have Frey playing as well. Here we go. Oh, interesting. Now, of course, this is an early round, so this might actually not end up being played here. We have Frey, Pain, Wolf Spider, Dra. Oh, that's an interesting team, actually. This is a very interesting team. Not the usual lineup here, actually. We've got Phantasmal Yui in the mix here. Of course, on the support, Chronomancer. Alongside Dra here on the DPS Chronomancer. Wolf Spider in the mix as well. On the Herald, Pain in the mix. On the Thief and Frey on the Harbinger. Let's see if he stays with that, actually. Of course, it is actually a good debuild. This is the power build, I believe. Yeah, this is the Demolisher build here. You can see here, Demolisher Amulet with the Spear and the Sword. With the Blood Magic build. This is actually a very interesting build. It runs curses on a power build, right? Because you still, of course, have that boon corruption capacity there as well. And, of course, critical strike chance as well with Target the Weak. And a lot of sustain from Blood Bank. It's a build that popped up a while ago, actually, particularly in Ranked, but now playing here in the monthly. Let's see if Frey continues to play that going into the later stages of the tournament. Will be interesting to see how that one's going to go. Zintrex also in the mix. Here we go. Over here. With Demolish as well. The double Spellbreaker, of course. Fly, listen to the voices on the Daredevil here. Intrig, I trust, on the Untamed. Zenvo on the support Chrono. So this build actually has been nerfed, right? Because Signet of Illusions now only reduces the cooldown of your Shatter abilities by 50% as opposed to a full cooldown reset. So it does have a lower cooldown now, 35 seconds to kind of compensate for that, but it doesn't give you that full reset. So this is nerfed basically every Mes build in the game, more or less, but it is kind of targeted at these Chronomancer builds in particular that are utilizing the Spear either for DPS or for support and DPS there as well. So interesting setup there as well. Let's see if there are any other teams going on here. Okay, we actually do have 55 playing as well. 55 is now in the mix. And here we have Syndrana, Boyce, Abindo, Healing for Ants, and Draza. So we actually have the Tempest being played. And now this is early round, so we're seeing a bit of a variety pack here, but we'll see what's going on there. Buff Smoke Scale here. It's Boyce on the Soul Beast. Abindo on the Herald. Look, we're going back to Moto 1, guys. Back to Moto 1 with Abindo on the Condi Herald. There, this really is Moto 1. We got Misha on Tempest as well. Draza going to be playing the Mirage this time around. And Cinder, of course, on the Thief as well. Of course, Thief didn't do super hot in the last monthlies, but I definitely think with some of the nerfs that have gone through, particularly to the Warrior in particular, those Bunker Warriors, that should actually kind of help Thief kind of have its presence on the map. But yeah, this game, a little bit on the overside, as you, of course, might imagine. But anyway, let's log in. Let's see if there are actually any close games in this round. That's kind of a bit of an overview of some of the competitive teams that are going to be popping up here. We have Rank 55 Dragons. We have, of course, Frey's team and French Worms and Zintrex's team in the mix there as well. Actually, this is looking like a pretty close game. Let's get into the mix now. Let's have a look. All right, here we go then. Wow. We load into this game and Red team, after having a relatively decent start, actually a little bit ahead, they get triple cap now by the blue team. But of course, we do actually have a death on the blue team here. Crafty K, kind of ready to pump here, ready to blast. Cleaving out this kill here, continuing the advantage towards the blue team. They do not have their Firebrand back yet, but they still have consistent momentum on the map. They're picking up another kill. Crafty K has got to be a little bit careful. Very extended. Does end up going down there after chasing for that kill, and will get cleaved out very, very quickly. But the blue team is now reinforcing. Can they get some revenge for their fallen comrade? I believe that might be the case of the Willbender. Incredibly low. Does get picked off there by the Thief. The Firebrand back in the mix with the support. So a lot of variety with these supports, guys. Of course, Firebrand was one of those builds that got buffed every single patch, right? You know, they just kept buffing it and buffing it and buffing it. And then, you know, it finally became actually a part of the metagame, guys. And then what happened? They buffed Chronomancer, and Chronomancer dominated the metagame of this monthly, well, of the monthly auto tournament, at least for the time being. Who knows? Maybe it will make its recovery. Because, of course, you know, support Chrono has been nerfed, and that might help kind of open up the metagame a little bit. But we'll see how that kind of progresses as we go through the tournament. Yeah, blue team, though, continuing to pick up more and more kills, eliminating the Chronomancer from the red team. They did lose their map control, though. They're zerging a little bit. They've got to be careful not to overcommit to this one node there. They've got their Ranger over here, the Druid, kind of shoving away this Thief. It is an Axe Thief, which, of course, has actually been significantly weakened, but it can still pack a serious punch if you can let it get away with it. The Druid just barely survives. Get some of that barrier off there, leaping through these water fields, trying to heal up as much as possible. The Thief is doing a very good job of maintaining this aggression. The Druid trying to heal up, gets into Celestial Avatar, should be able to resustain quite nicely here, firing out a bunch of AoE damage. There's some blinds and so on. The Druid not having the best of time. Oh, another brutal axe dual strike connects onto the Druid. But now we do have the Willbender moving into the mix. Will there be enough to get the kill here, though? That's the question. So that might be yes. Ooh, big dodge there. This Thief is really kind of playing with fire here. Maybe staying in a little bit too deep. Steals into the mix. Goes for that kill. Crafty. Not entirely sure what's going on there. This Thief is absolutely insane. Attempting the 1v2. Like now is going to try and run away, though. Did a decent job there, actually, though. Kind of wasted a lot of time there from the blue team. They were able to cap that node, though. Reinforcements now move in, but ooh, the Thief thought they had that moment of opportunity, but they were, in fact, incredibly incorrect as Umbra Ragnarok leaps in and secures that kill. Red team attempted to go for that revival, but I think that is a fool's errand. Not going to happen there, I think. And here we go. Blue team continuing their advantage, picking up another 2 kills. And they are kind of starting to solidify their hold in the game. I kind of like the red scrapper here playing a bit passively, knowing that essentially mid is lost. Maybe could go forwards to help the team out here a little bit, but as long as red team plays very safe here, maybe it's okay. Dawn, in a little bit of trouble trying to wriggle away, trying to escape the oblivion of the blue team, but not going to be able to do that, really, at this stage. And red team, now they've got this opportunity. They need to get this reset and go back in. Right, that's what they've got to do. They're going to try and go for a bit of a split here. The Thief rushing past middle. And that does leave red team heavily outnumbered on middle. They need to be aware of that. They don't want to be committing to this fight right now. They're playing very aggressively here, which is, you know, high risk, high reward, I suppose. But, well, it might actually end up being high punish because they just died again. And they might be pretty much dead here at this point in this game. Blue team, yet again, though, playing very, very zergy, and it is kind of working out for them. Like, red team is kind of essentially feeding into their blob pretty consistently. They do need to have an answer for the Thief, though. Like, I think if they don't have, if this Druid is not feeling comfortable to 1v1 this Axe Thief, which definitely is an annoying matchup to deal with, they need to be making sure that their own Thief is kind of bullying this Thief very aggressive, and they kind of do that with a big Zerg there now, but they don't want to be consistently giving up this node, that's for sure. So they need to maybe manage that Thief a little bit better. But I think with the double cap being secured here, they should be pretty much in business. I like how this red scrapper is still here. They are not leaving, okay? You know, maybe this is taking it a little bit too far with the whole not leaving. I was like, oh, yes, not feeding into middle, that is good. Camping this node the entire game, that might not cut it. That might not be quite good enough. Wait, this is actually an insanely epic res. Surely this doesn't come through, right? Oh my god. The Chronomancer with the big revive. You love to see that. Just gets in there, drops the feedback down, hits the F key and holds it down. Like, it's not going to be enough to recover this game, but I like that. That was pretty epic, actually. It was a big gamer moment there. Securing that revive. A little bit of complacency, perhaps, from the blue team. The Scrapper did eventually die. The node was life, but the node was also death. I like how they did not leave the node. They died on it. Their life for the node. Blue team, though, eliminating the red Willbender, holding on to this. So this Axe Thief, once again, trying to be a nuisance. Getting into the mix. Not gonna happen, though.
Did you see that? Red team got a capture
I think as the Thief runs, they'll be forced to concede the game. Blue team, they know they've got it. They've just got to lock it down. AFK on the node. And they're in business. There it is. That's going to be GG. There you have it. Lock in. Yeah, they are locked in. They have this game locked in. 492. 496. They've actually got a kill. Will that end the game? Boom. Yes, it will. Incredible. Blue team secures victory. You love to see it. Actually, a little bit of a close game going on here, actually, between the Zintrix team. Is there a potential recovery? Not exactly, is there? Red team, certainly ahead so far. Slugan on the Herald. Tempest is being played here. I believe a support Tempest. Yeah, it is a support Tempest being played by the blue team. They've got 6 minutes to try and recover this game. They do actually have a kill onto Zembo. That could be the start of something here. Do actually have the warrior, core warrior here, being placed in position. They do need to actually secure this node. They're going to need a double cap at the very least to get these points back. And realistically, they're going to have to contest that third node as well at this stage in the game. So let's see if they can get kind of step 1 set up here. Stray warrior, Zintrex, moving into the mix there. Demolish also kind of lurking around. Core warrior, of course, this build has kind of been buffed, if anything, right, over the last couple of patches, like with to the limit now giving both of your dodges back when you use it as well. That 100 endurance regain there as well, so it's certainly an option that you can play this. And of course, the blue team opting to go for it, and also having the Willbender, of course. And is this a DPS chrono? This is a support, I believe. Yeah, it's a support chrono with the Rune of Exuberance, with power, precision, vitality, so almost kind of leaning into that hybrid element there with that spear for a bit of extra damage. Heat still not able to secure this node. That's actually kind of an important thing. Not quite able to get this locked in. Handling this 1v2 well, but that isn't good enough for the blue team. The blue team needs to make something happen here. They've either got to get this mansion node over here. Of course, the Untamed is contesting that over here, as you can see. Either got to deal with this, or we've got to get this node under control for blue, or they are in trouble. Now, it is a 1v2, but again, these Spellbreakers, it's still a very durable class, right? It's been very heavily nerfed over the last couple of patches, but it's still no slouch when it comes to actually surviving. And, ooh, turn it around, landing a brutal breaching strike onto Heat, getting that kill. Slugan going to go for the revive, but that's going to be easier said than done. Tenebrae trying to move in there, but the cleave from red team should be good enough here. And yeah, blue just not quite able to break out of this middle node and actually start contesting these sides. They didn't have the damage to break through. And now they kind of collapse as well, actually, as red team gets a brutal push moving towards middle. Willbender moving into the mix.
Red team wins a capture point.
Taking out. Do get the kill on Chloe, actually. That's big. Intrigue, I trust, being eliminated. But actually, Tenebrae gets eliminated in the cleave and the revive comes through. So it actually gets inverted there. Big revival there from the red team. The damage a little bit too much. And yeah, this really is going to be the end for blue, I think. They are completely done at this stage. There is no recovery from this point. 500 points incoming for red. Slugan, a valiant effort, holding this 1v4. Actually does end up living, has the glint heal there as well. And blue team kind of making their last stand here on the mansion. Herald being chased down. No cooldowns left on this player. The support is massive from the Chronomancer. Is it going to be enough to hold on until the end of the game? Probably not. In fact, there we go. We fall over. Demolish goes for the cleave. He's activated. King vanished. Gets pushed away by the Rev downstate ability, enabling the revive. So they can't quite get the kill. But Chrono Nerf Pepe Hands has been defeated. Well, there you have it. And that's the end of the first round. Let's see where we're going next. Rank 55 Dragons versus Perfect Storm. Tack versus Send Nodes. I think Send Nodes, is that a Garkos team? I think that's a Garkos team right there. Well, look, at least it's not 5 Chronos, right? You know, it could have been 5 Chrono Monsters. So we have managed to elude that. We have escaped the terrible fate. Trig saved the day, guys. Not that's true. They could be hiding it. Yeah, they could still be hiding it. It's possible. We don't know. They could unleash at any moment. Yeah. Okay. Random team here. Then we don't really have any crazy big matchups in this round by the looks of this. Chrono wasn't that bad. I mean, it was pretty bad. It wasn't great, was it? Let's be honest. I've seen better builds. Oh, well, look at this. We have Copyright. The embodiment of Copyright has entered the game here. Blamthrax, Catalyst, ready to pump. Elementalist main back in the game. Cranox, dude, this is some old school gamers here. And Guragashi there. DPS Chrono here. Condi. Well, no, it's a DPS Power Chrono, in fact. With the Spear and the Scepter Pistol. Cranox on Support Guardian. Now that, look, this really does take me back, guys. This is a true classic right here. Blamthrax and Elementalist. Copyright on the Herald. And Guragashi on the Willbender. Definitely a Willbender enjoyer. Yeah. And Vague on the blue team. Got a PvP. 2K rating. Nobody can beat this guy in ranked, guys. This is an unstoppable player here. Okay, playing with Lisa, Skiddo, Nana, and Visix Salad. That's, you know, we got some good names here. Got some big names. Feel My Wrath. Yeah, this is actually an insane build here from Guragashi. No renewed focus. He's full DPS. No mercy. Feel My Wrath. Full DPS. Has a very short cooldown in PvP. Look at that. Just 24 seconds. So quite a powerful ability, but you do give up that very powerful invulnerability, of course, on this, the Willbender. Which kind of needs to survive, honestly. Like, Willbender, one of its weaknesses is that it is a little bit more vulnerable than some of the other builds on the meta, right? Like, and without that renewed focus, it's going to be a ripe target as soon as the blue team kind of identifies that this is the player that you want to be going after. But so far, hasn't really actually happened so far. And actually, Skiddo has been eliminated here on middle. Bit of an evacuation there with the support Chronomancer teleporting up there. Vague actually goes down. This 2v2 not going the way of blue team. Vague, god of PvP, has been taken out by Guragashi and Blamthrax. I like, well, he nearly teleported out of the Engi-Res, which was pretty funny, but he is actually going to get revived up. This is really old school, actually. This build was played back, like, years and years ago, actually, this build. Blamthrax able to get that chase, though, and get that kill. Guragashi escaping away from the Thief. They're using that portal, because Blam will go back over there and begin the contest onto this node. And Guragashi is still being chased down here by the Thief. Willbender wriggling away. He's getting heavily pressured, though. He's seemingly not quite able to escape. Maybe wants to drop down here, I think, because dying to this Thief is certainly not on the agenda for the red Willbender, at least for now. But, oh, it actually might be. That's not looking good. Gets a big port there, uses the Judge's Intervention, tries to run away, gets to the kite spot, needs 5 seconds for the heal. The Thief, though, does the Thief know where he is? It's a game of hide and seek. The Thief knows! No! Gets the projectile block, tries to hold on, gets the heal, actually, but is still running for his life and eventually teleports into their team fight. Kind of gets accidentally cleaved out there. Cranok's going to go for the revival, but I think that is incredibly ambitious. Oh, and red team just implode on middle there. Yeah, that was really unfortunate. Like, that Willbender just could not escape. And that kind of left the red team kind of without some of that damage there. Just did not have the ability to take this fight effectively, unfortunately, for them. And, well, I mean, Blam is he's the only one alive at this point. You know, everyone else is, you know, they're dead. They're, you know, they're dead. There's no escape. Yeah, you can't escape 2K rating, guys. Not many people can. Red team attempting to get a bit of a regroup there. But blue team come in with a massive Zerg. Eliminate the catalyst. Begin to capture the node.
Just like that.
And blue team with a massive epic Zerg. Goodness me. They are just pushing right now. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Highly impressive. There we go. Blue team backing off. Kind of securing their advantage. They've got this 1v2 over there onto Terrahuz. Of course, we also have the blue team over here in this 2v2. Red team respawning now, pushing back in. Mesmer over here from blue, just kind of lurking around the buff. Buffs, of course, coming up now. There's the stillness. Wait, is stillness going to be uncontested? Oh, dear. Yeah, just giving away a stillness. I'm not sure about that one, to be honest. That's going to be a huge amount of points. Guragashi just maybe just really pushing for that kill over there. And, well, kind of did succeed. They got vague, right? They were to kill that thief, getting some revenge there. But giving up the top buff is going to be relatively painful, I think, for the red team. As that's going to double the point gain of the blue team for a good amount of time. We do have the neutralizations coming through, but, oh, red team just get obliterated here as well. As Lisa, vague, and, of course, epitome of neglect. Get those kills. Red team grabbing middle, but they aren't winning these fights, right? This is one of those games where, you know, you go, oh, you know, there's only 100 points in it. Red team can come back, but the issue is that they are just not winning any of these encounters, really, and that's where their problems are going to be. Cranox getting chased down a little bit. Doesn't have renewed focus anymore. Still kind of okay on cooldowns, though. Has his heal skill. Bunch of weapon skills as well available to heal. And red, feeling confident in this fight, but blue team kind of not really giving it to them, right? Like, mostly just stalling this and trolling. Holding these 4 players here without committing to it. That's a good play by blue. They certainly don't want to be committing here. They don't have the outnumber. They don't have the advantage. In fact, quite the opposite. Now, if their Chronomancer is able to rotate in, then they can start to actually engage in this fight. Let's see if they're going to be able to do that. Blue Mesmer comes in, and now it's going to be even. Now, of course, blue are a little bit down on HP. Although actually not really so much. They get healed up immediately, and this is where the fight begins. How are the cooldowns of the support from red? Actually not super good. Not much available for Cranox at this stage. Does have the Signet, is going to go for it, goes for the revive, but of course the Thief is there, immediately denying that with the Steel interrupting it, shutting it down, and now Cranox in a lot of danger as well. Has his heal skill, but no renewed focus to follow that up with. I think this is a dead support guard. And again, another fight. Just not really going very well for red team, unfortunately. And bear in mind, they don't have a thief either, right? So it's kind of hard for them. It's the red team is having a hard time kind of playing this map, I think, because they can't really, they're not doing a super good job in the fights. They're not able to win the fights, but they also can't really out-rotate their opponents as they don't have a thief. So they're slower than their opponents, and they're struggling in the fights as well. And that's just, it's not a particularly good combination.
Red team got a capture point.
Not ideal.
Did you see that? Red team got a capture point.
Blue team continuing their onslaught. I'm going to pick up a kill on the Herald. Copyright being destroyed, guys. Bit of a DMCA moment here. Blue team getting the cap. Roy in the chat. Fun fact, Roy is actually fluent in French. Not a lot of people know that, but I do know that. He's actually a member of French Mafia and a variety of other guilds too. But anyway, here we go. Blue team. Blue team still ahead. Not really holding any nodes right now. Oh, well, cancel that actually, as the red team has apparently decided to completely ignore every secondary objective on this map and gives away the bottom buff. I respect it. You know, they just want to play nodes, man. They just want to play nodes, right? That's all they want. They're not interested in anything else. They don't care about stills. They don't care about tranquility. They're here to fight and stand in little circles. They're not here to press F and capture stuff. Vague, 2K rated player, eliminates Terrahuz. Moves on. Holosmith having a good time over here with the flamethrower for the decap potential there into Blamthrax. Pretty interesting matchup here. Probably a very, very slow matchup. Both these players, very durable, kind of bruisery style encounters here. Blue team maintain that double cap. Oh, they get the top buff as well. Cranox not quite able to get over there to intercept. And That's kind of the end of this game, I think, realistically. I don't really see a recovery position for the red team at this stage. Skiddo contesting over here. Of course, Lisa doing the same thing on this node, just standing on the altar. Should be able to hold on to this and just generate a huge amount of points for the blue team, as you can see there. Looking pretty good. And I think let's go take a look at another game. This one is dead. Is this game even going? Oh, I guess that game's not going. Is there anything else happening? Wow. Oh, wow. A lot of these games were very fast, weren't they? Goodness me. These games were going. Nobody was hanging around here, guys. Absolute crank. Well, this one. Well, I mean, I guess we just watched the end of this one then. It is what it is. A brutal round here in the AT, guys. Second round of the AT. Savagery in the mists. Hollow there. Sustains very well. Valantax picking up the magnetic shield. Conjuring a rock to defend him in battle. I think in a 1v2, even this powerful rock will not be sufficient. Let's make it into a 2v2 now, but 50 points left on this game, and again, Lisa just kind of breakdancing there as well on the node. We have Guragashi trying to get in there to contest, but it's going to be a kind of a tricky decap, I think, into the Herald. Quite a durable, tanky build. I believe utilizing the Tyrant Amulet. So having that toughness, pretty nifty on this build. Of course, having the Spear and the Mace Shield. Powerful defensive options here as well for the Herald, so quite difficult to break through that. And yeah, Guragashi trying to get some reinforcements in there. Kranox moving in too, but yeah, blue team know their win condition, right? Like we have, of course, Chronomancer in position to intercept this alongside Vague as well. Picks up the kill onto Guragashi. Doesn't have steel to interrupt the signet if it is used. It might not be, though. Going for the hand res, but oh yeah, can't get away with that. Very, very ambitious, I think. Did nearly get it, so maybe not that ambitious, but maybe a little bit too ambitious. Signet comes through, but steel did come back off cooldown. Of course, that will guarantee deny that steel, revive even through stability. And that is going to be the end of that for Kranox and Guragashi. And of course, Lisa stands firm on the node. One more kill over there will end the game, which it does. And blue team secures their victory in this second round. And I think that actually might be the final game. Well, I guess this one is actually still going, but very favored towards the red team here. Listen to the voices. Is here getting the stomp. Gets the kill. And blue team kind of enjoying their final moments in this game as Stray Warrior secures that kill over there. Zemvo getting zapped by a Chak thing over here in the bottom buff. But blue team, they need to trust in Trig. They clearly did not trust in Trig sufficiently. The red team does, and therefore they win. That's how it is.
Red team got a capture point.
And there you go. Game over. Esprit in the chat as well. Of course, one of the French Worm's leaders, known as the Big Worm. Ah, now that is exciting. That is very exciting, actually. We have French Worms versus rank 55 Dragons. This is going to be big content. Let's load in. Well, I can't load in yet because the round just started, but we'll be able to load in soon. French Worms versus 55. It's going to be a big game. It's going to be interesting to see what we actually end up playing here as well, because there's a little bit of mind gaming going on right now in these tournaments. Like, you know, people definitely try and hide stuff. You know, they don't want to give it away until the end round. We kind of heard that from Esprit last tournament. They kind of they held their cook back a little bit. I think both teams will probably be conscious of that. You know, they're definitely going to be watching out for that. And we saw some interesting builds being played in the first round of the monthly automated tournament here. And let's see what actually ends up getting played when we get to an actually competitive match. Let's see what we've got. Let me in. It's time. It's over. I can't get in. Okay, so it's going to be on Colosseum. Interesting. Good map, in my opinion, actually. Definitely one of the stronger ones. Definitely one of the stronger ones. Hello, Alka. Golden Gob. It's a good name, actually. Damn, we all got some good names. Power Balance. Fluffy Soul, Power Balance, Golden Gob, Pronks, and Blaga Vesta. This is a good team.
The match starts soon.
No, Ta does not live, by the way. That emote is long gone. Ta is not enabled and never will be. It's permanently destroyed. No, Ta is allowed, okay? We have a variety of cat emotes on offer here.
Seize theirs.
A good variety, even. Are there any other kind of big games we should be keeping an eye on here? Who is Sen? I think Sen Nodes is Garkos, right? Perfect Storm. Some good RP names here. Sen Nodes is its Lunar, actually. Incredible. Is Boyce playing? Yeah, Boyce is playing with 55. Oh, Garkos isn't there today. Well, I mean, how can they possibly hope to win without Garkos? Garkos is their 1v9 hard carry. All right, we're logged in. Okay, so on the red team, it is going to be the Tempest here from Misha. So responding to these Chronomancer nerfs. Interesting. Misha with the staff support Tempest, as you can see here. Earth, Water, and Tempest. Cleansing Water there with Stoneheart to reduce that damage. And feel the burn with the Aftershock as well. Now, of course, you know, I was definitely concerned that this build is a bit too squishy to survive, but of course, Chronomancer has a lot of sustainability nerfs now, so that kind of brings it more in line with other supports in terms of the survivability. Not being able to reset your Distort as easily is relevant. It's going to be Draza logging onto the Catalyst, actually, which is a build that has been kind of on the periphery, so I'm not super surprised to see this pop up, actually, given a couple of nerfs coming through there. This build is dangerous. We saw it played in the 3v3 tournament and the 2v2 tournaments, I believe. Now in the mix, as you can see. Sphere Specialist, of course, being played. You can now gain energy while the Jade Spheres are active, so of course that Catalyst buff kind of bleeding into PvP at the same time. And of course, Armor of Earth, the cooldown and power of this ability has been, increasing over time. Well, the cooldown's been going down, the power levels and going up. An Arcane Wave. This is one of those abilities that's like, surely it's good, right? It's a daze, and it's a blast finisher, and it's an AoE nuke at the same time. How could it possibly be bad? But here we go. We've got the Deadeye from Sind. Dismantle Cleave, Boyce on Soul Beast, a Bindo on Herald, healing for Ants on Tempest, Drazi on Catalyst, facing off against French Worms. They're still repping the Chronomancer. Double Chronomancer, of course, attack on Chronomancer number 1 on support. We have the DPS Chrono coming through here as well. Riken, Zealot on the Thief, and the double Herald there from Riken and Azaz. Let's see what these guys have got. So, the triple node push comes through from both teams. Of course, the speed of that Catalyst getting to the node, though, using that incredible mobility, able to secure that node instantaneously and deny the push from the opponents. Okay, then. So, red team kind of already getting a good start there. 55 securing that node, that Catalyst, maybe catching the French team off guard there. Not able to punch through that whatsoever. Now, I think what's interesting here is that, of course, there's a lot of damage output, I think, from the red team here as well. Like, having that Deadeye is going to be very, very potent for dealing DPS. Oh, gets the interrupt there as well. Onto Azaz. Does get the glint heal off just barely in time. Chronomancer moves in for the support. That's going to drive Syndra away, but very, very close to death in that moment. Abindo holding on to middle here. Meanwhile, the double Elementalist here from red team driving away the French, and not a good start for them. They might be able to pick up the blue node. Boyce wanting to contest. He makes it. Will need support, though, if they want to contest this. Can't hold on forever. He's going to have to concede. Yeah, 1v3. That's not going to do it. Of course, the Thief can't really contribute to holding that node super effectively. Now the Tempest from Misha is moving in. Boyce, of course, using the mobility of that Ranger. Very high mobility on Ranger to escape. Continues to stall. And Catalyst in the mix. Again, just being a bit of a brick wall for the blue team. They're trying to commit players to get rid of this Catalyst, but it's really not working. It really, really isn't. Of course, Heretic Amulet being played here. So you've got, of course, power damage, but also that extra healing, giving you a lot of sustain. You can heal yourself quite well on a Catalyst, of course, using the Earth trait line as well. A lot of condition removal here, guys. This is like the brand new Diamond skin. So whenever you do a leap finisher or a blast finisher, you're going to be removing conditions, either from yourself or allies. So almost like a little bit of support in the mix there as well. And so far, 55, kind of breaking the metagame here a little bit, or inventing something new, bringing something new to the table. And really avoiding these big fights, right? I think that's very noticeable, right? Like, this match does not really have team fighting in it. It's a lot of smaller skirmishes, and I think that's really going to help out the Tempest in delivering value, actually, because I think in the larger fights, I think it might get focused down, especially without the focus being used there for Obsidian Flesh. This build, even with Stoneheart, is maybe a little bit squishier than the Chronomancer build. But if you're in smaller encounters where you're not necessarily going to get focused down as hard, then this build is going to do just fine. It can provide a huge amount of healing from afar there, utilizing the staff. And of course, even has that stability as well. I'm not sure it has it in PvP, actually. No, it does. Aftershock, activating. Abindo driven away from the node, but Misha contesting it. And then the Catalyst moves in as well. And this is just interesting. Like, there's not enough damage. Right? There's simply not enough damage from Blue to actually get through this. This is interesting, right? Like, this is what happens when you play this kind of bunker style. If you don't have the DPS... and you can't actually get control of the map to bunker, then you can't really win the game. And now we're starting to see a little bit of damage onto the Tempest. Should be seeing Red Team try to respond to this. Looks like they might just barely be able to keep him alive. He gets the Abindo trying to block off and stall people, but it's not going to be enough. Misha eventually goes down. But here's the problem, right? Like, what is Blue Team going to get out of this? I'm not sure if they're really going to get that much. They might be able to get Abindo here too.
Red team has obtained an artifact.
He's going to try and die on node, I think, is going to be the plan. Yep, there we go. Yeah, he's going to go for it. Tries to hold on as long as possible, but without any support on the horizon. I think this is just a very, very dead Herald. See if there's any kind of pushback here from Blue Team. No, they're just going to go for the immediate stomp to get rid of him. Respawn at the same time as Misha. But Red Team has just gained such an advantage during this time, and they're not even really going to give up their nodes here. Yeah, as we see Syndra and Boyce secure this kill onto Azaz. The revive is likely to come through here from Blue, and the decap does come through as well, actually. Red Team not actually fighting over that, but Red is now back, and they still maintain a very hefty points advantage in this situation. Yeah, Blue's strategy here, it isn't really working, to be honest, right? They just do not appear to have the ability to win these fights. They don't have enough damage to actually break through here. Because I think what Blue Team really wants is they want to kind of set up this slower game. They want to just get a double cap and sit on it, basically, and just deny their opponents from actually getting anything done. And now they actually do find that. As you can see, they've now successfully got that, but they are behind. And when you fall behind with a strategy like that, it's very hard to actually get back into the lead because your point gain is going to be relatively slow compared to a more aggressive strategy. And Blue Team, maybe about to lose one of their Chronomancers. Yeah, the damage from Red is massive, and losing 2 players as well. Oh dear, the fight is just imploding. And Boyce doing a very good job with this 1v1 as well. Might be able to pick up a victory here if Azaz is not careful. Is that going to be a kill? Yes, it is. Just a clean 1v1. From the Soul Beast, gets that kill onto Azaz while the team fight is completely demolished by 55. 4 kills secured, only the Thief escaped, and that's going to be a triple cap for rank 55 Dragons. Worms are going to have to cook. They're going to have to cook, guys, if they want to win this.
Red team got a capture point.
Didn't go super well for them at the start, but the fights didn't go well too. And that's kind of something that you wouldn't expect, right? Like, the kind of a big idea with how the French have been approaching PvP is that you just have these mesmers, you have that support, and you win the team fights. But that did not happen. In fact, the opposite happened. 55 dominating the team fight with the amount of damage output that these builds can bring to the table, while also having that durability and support that we see. I did say demolish, yeah. Yeah, Boyce is cooked. He's here on the Ranger, Soul Beast. Because it's going to be the Axe, Dagger, Sword, Warhorn build. Yeah, this is a build that has been popping up. I've seen this a fair bit. This Condi build.
Red team wins.
It's one of the... this is another build like Firebrand that they just kept buffing it every single patch. Like, yeah, surely Condi 1v1 Soul Beast is going to be good. Right, guys? Right? And then nobody played it. But that's because, you know, nobody plays Ranger. Okay, Boyce is there just repping the Ranger. The Aboga charging into combat. Ready to go. Ready to pump. Continues to escape. Gets back over to cap that. The Thief being a little bit of a nuisance from the Blue Team, but they've got nothing. They have no nodes. Boyce about to pick up the 3rd node once again for the Red Team. And Red Team, of course, 55. Going to be playing a little defensively here. They know they're outnumbered. They don't have to commit to this fight. They've got a really big advantage. Abindo just stalling here. Tempest bringing that support. Healing as much as possible. Just a couple of quarters left over. Rebound up in 20 seconds. Water attunement now available. So I think we are going to be pretty okay here, at least for the time being. Can maybe go for a water overload as well. Just a moment. No, it doesn't even feel like it need to. Going into Earth. Can then go back again if necessary. Do actually have Draza get taken out there by Riken. And of course, Azaz. Boyce moving in there. He successfully contests as well. Now, will he try and hold this? That's another thing entirely. Actually, no, not going to go for that. That would be a little bit too aggressive, I would say. Does, of course, have the bear stance and all the stances available, so not really at any risk, I think. Even now tries to actually turn it into some aggression here. Now that Riken has been kind of stuck on the node, Boyce feels confident to actually go for a bit of aggression. Couldn't quite make it in time to get that contest, unfortunately, but now we do have Draza back in the mix. And that's going to prompt Boyce to simply rotate away, leaving the Catalyst to kind of stall this out and kind of force a 1v1. You can see, yeah, it's going to force this 1v1. They don't really want to 1v2 this for too long if Blue Team wants to make some kind of recovery. But if they want to make a recovery, it's such a long road to that. They have to get this node. They've got to neutralize this and then hold a triple cap for a significant portion of this game. They get the neutralization, so... I mean, they can win, they can make it happen, but it's got to be flawless. It has to be an absolutely perfect game for the rest of this match if they want to win. Riken's got to realistically win, or at least hold this 1v1 without conceding the node, even if he gets outnumbered. And of course, this fight on middle also has to go flawlessly too. Red team kind of disengaging though, not looking like super likely. Boy's going to go for the buff here. I think we will be able to see an intercept here. The Shiro teleport should allow Azaz to actually get up there. He's going to go for it now. Yep, there we go. Teleports up, and Blue gets the sword buff, so that gives them a window where they've got that damage. They've got that DPS increase. See if they can make this work. Okay. So far, 55 is kind of holding firm in this case. Draza is actually losing the 1v1. Has to kind of back off there a little bit. So Riken can continue to push this. Can't quite get the node, though. We do actually have an outnumber onto Azaz, too. Yeah, he's going to have to... Ooh, yeah, had to give up the artifact. And unfortunately did die at the same time. And that's really not what the blue team needs. I just don't think this is going to be good enough. I don't see it, guys. A valiant effort here at the end of the game. Like, blue team has stalled it. They've stopped the point gain. I don't think they can stop it forever. And now we just have Boyce capping middle. Blue team, of course, a player down. Not able to contest everywhere at once now that they have that disadvantage. Thief tries to get in there, but does have Dagger Storm to maybe hold on. But I don't think that's very realistic to hold this until... Maybe he can hold on until the Rev gets here, but no, has to give it up. Can't get in there. And red team now have that single node, and that might be all they need. A massive condition burst lands on the Thief. That Thief goes down, extended for a millisecond, and obliterated by Sind and Boyce. And I think that really does signal the end of the game now. As Sind has now got free reign to push in here to assist Draza in this 1v1, who has actually kind of recovered it. Riken now very, very low. Falls over, gets sniped down instantly, and then knocked on a brutal bleed there. While, of course, Draza going to be able to get that cap very nicely. And there it is.
Did you see that? Red team got a capture point.
And that's it. Catalyst slapping him to death. Gets that kill. 5 points in the pocket. And 500 points for 55. They win this game very decisively. And French Worms are going to have to go back to the drawing board if they want to win this monthly. Their strategy has been shut down. Shut down hard. And that's actually the end of the round. Bit of a quick one. Oh, we are just blitzing through this tournament, are we not? Goodness me. Okay, so we've got 55 Dragons versus Zintrix. Actually, both of these games are pretty interesting. Like, Frey's team going up against 55. Both interesting rounds, so we'll keep an eye on both of these, I think. Prepare yourselves. I mean, yeah, the French, they're going to have to cook, guys. They're going to have to cook. Exactly, yeah, we did see this. You know, bear this in mind, guys. We did see a little bit of the, bit of a chef situation. In the last monthly, the Worms basically completely surprised their opponents with a brand new approach, a full 5 bunker strategy in the finals. Could we see a repeat of this, or have the nerfs kind of done their work and denied that from being a possibility? All right. 55. Ah, dude, Awesomeness is streaming NA, actually. We'll keep an eye on that, too. Very exciting. Even before Kylo fires. I mean, look, Kylo, it is the cursed map for 55. They do not like that map. They do not like it. Double Warrior here with the Thief from Fly, Zemvo, and Chronomancer. Of course, Intrigue I Trust on the Untamed. Very different approaches. Draz are going to be playing the Mirage, another Mesmer. That DPS build. Definitely a popular build right now, actually. Sword, Shield, and Spear. Very high DPS. Power Block. Always a joy to interact with there. With, of course, the Mantra of Distraction. Demolish, my king. I mean, look, Demolish. Legendary gamer in Guild Wars 2. Breakdancing now. How is he going to fare with this? I think the thing about the Mesmer build is that this is very annoying if you're a warrior, right? Like, having the Mantra Distraction to interrupt that mending heal skill, super annoying, actually. Like, Warrior does not like playing against builds that can do that to it.
Hold on to your points.
Like, Diversion for the instant cast interrupt, same as the Mantra Distraction. Very painful, I think, for warriors to deal with.
It's the Capricorn.
And 55, actually repping out the Untamed here is Boyce. Ranger Enjoyer. Gaming Fan. Time Fate Karma, Syndrome on the Deadeye. Very nice. Is Demolish playing Strength or Defense? As you see, he is playing Strength, actually. Hit hard, and if that doesn't work, just hit harder. Yeah, well, it's, it might not work. Who knows? I guess we'll find out. Of course, Strength Warrior, very high damage. We have seen the French utilize this as like a hard carry DPS build, mostly for team fighting purposes. But of course, can serve itself quite well in the duels too. And Blue Team just really going for this kill onto Abindo right now, trying to make that happen. We have this Ranger 1v1 going on over there at the same time. Meanwhile, we have, the Mirage into the Warrior. That does not feel good for the Warrior for me. It really does not feel good whatsoever. And you can see Zintrax definitely having a little bit of difficulty. Mirage cooldown's not looking super hot right now. To be honest, a no Mantra to get that heal skill, at least for the time being. But yeah, the Warrior has to be so cautious here. If you get caught by this Mirage, you are going to get blown up. And here comes the recharge, and this is where things can get really painful. Yeah, that brutal blink lands a massive crushing blow onto the Warrior. But the sustain on the Warrior is very high. Defense trait line, of course, kind of paying off there pretty nicely. Yeah, the Warrior not really able to connect super well, as you can see. The Mirage is a little bit too evasive. The Warrior too slow. Mirage too fast. Has to back off now, though, as Fly rotates in. And so far, neither team really able to get a lot done. Demolish gets taken out. It's going to be a big victory. In a game that's relatively slow, that's a big deal. Getting one kill here and securing one node. It's going to be very annoying. And yeah, we can see that Zemvo doesn't want to let that happen, at least for as long as possible. Wants to try and hold on. He's on support Chronomancer, so can't really do that much in the way of counter pressure. And Zemvo trying to get back in now. Assist the team elsewhere on the map. Boyce and Intrigue I Trust. Having this infinite back and forth duel over there. And still this Warrior Mirage duel continues. Mirage very slowly, I think, winning the node as the Warrior does struggle to actually have this contention where they actually have that full out-like clash. And Draza wanting to push for the kill. Is he going to get it? Not quite. Not able to deny that heal skill, but all those clones blasting away. And now with Syndrome rotating in, Zintrax finally falls. Thief from the blue team also arrives, but I think a little bit too late. Fly will not be able to assist that player. Able to hang on there. And yeah, red team pick up another node. Bella's now up as well. And that'll be an additional point that these players need to address. Bindo looking to go for it. Wants to kind of plant himself on it. Start getting that capture. And there we go. It begins. Red team does indeed get a capture point, guys. Can you imagine that? Okay. Oh, and red team might just be getting this, actually. I don't really see blue team's comp doing very well in the team fight. That is definitely a concern for me here. Like the Tempest, of course, being in the mix. We also have the Herald as well, and the Mirage and the Deadeye. I think it's tough. Like double Warrior Untamed. I don't really see that as working very well into this. And you can see, yeah, red team just very much having it all their own way at this stage, denying any kind of value on the map. Kind of want to go take a look at the other game, because this is definitely looking a little bit rough. Let's see how the other round is going, how it's progressing. Oh, actually, well, it hasn't progressed at all. There you go. It doesn't exist. It does not exist. But now it does. And French still going with the same setup here with the double hero, double chrono. And it is the Harbinger from Frey. I'm going to be very interested to see how this actually ends up performing. Very cool build, actually. Do like Blood Bank. I've got a bit of a soft spot for this trait, actually. Very fun, in my opinion. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Of course, we have Frey with Pain, Wolf Spider, Dra, and Yui. Support Mesmer here as well, being played. Dra on the Virtuoso, actually, as opposed to the Mirage or the Chrono that we've seen so far. But it's another flavor of Mesmer, guys. You know, that's just the way it is. Wolf Spider on the Untamed with a Hammer, and Pain kind of on the usual Thief hit, and Frey. Let's see what Frey's going to be getting done here, actually, because this build is it's fairly versatile, right? Like, it's Necro, so it has that presence in some of these team fights, but it also is a very handy 1v1er as well. Getting heavily focused, though, actually, by these Mesmers from the red team. Already, actually, Dra getting beaten down a little bit. Has to be careful of this Thief, of course. Ooh, gets a brutal interrupt there on the heal skill, I believe. Maybe he got it off, but just took a hit immediately afterwards. Has to be careful, tries to hold on. Ports back in, of course, Dra, kind of a legendary player. Of course, the only player to win both Master of the Arenas. Bit of a mercenary. Plays for EU, plays for NA, goes where the wind takes him, and wins.
Did you see that? Red team
Yui trying to get in there and get that support. Has to be super careful, though. Very, very low HP on the Mesmer from blue. Doesn't end up falling there. Red team just on this kind of brutal pain train, chasing down members of the blue team, rather. And Pain also in a little bit of trouble. The Axe Thief, of course, being played. Very potent in these scenarios, right? It can win this Thief 1v1 very nicely. And Pain having a bit of trouble there. Is going to die. Yeah, just straight up dies. Zealith finds it. And that's a big problem for Blue. They need to have an answer to this Thief. They have to shut that Axe Thief down. It's not something you can leave uncontested. You really can't. Like, even after the nerfs, it still packs a serious punch. And Blue team kind of scrambling here to try and find something. But so far, they're having a bit of difficulty finding a way to engage. Frey going to begin this 1v1. Is playing, actually, the Spear here, actually, on the Harbinger build. Into the Necromancer. Of course, into the Herald. Now, the good thing about the Necro here is it has Mega Boon Corrupt, right? You can see the boons being corrupted here consistently, and this is not something the Herald likes, right? And this is something that Necro loves. Big boon corruption there is going to give it the kind of the upper hand in that 1v1. Very tanky, very durable build is this Necromancer build with all the barrier it gets from Blood Bank. Chasing that down and finds that kill with the Essence of Pain. So Blue team gets something on the board. They find it, but they're going to need more than that if they want to come back in this game. Raikön Falls will be back in a couple of seconds, of course. First bell will be coming up. So both teams are going to have to respond to this. Who is Mini Frey? I mean, Mini Frey is Frey. And the Mesmer, there's two of them. It's Dra and Yui. Oh, Yui getting battered here a little bit. Tries to get in there and support this Untamed. Tries to kite away. Taking very heavy pressure. Has a Time Warp. Drops the Time Warp. Should be able to get the kite here. Holds on. Gets a big... Although can't quite get the heal off. The counter snipe from the rifle on the red team gets that kill. And that is unfortunate. No support will be available for this Bell fight here. That is problematic. That is very problematic here. Dra in position already. But of course, the red team will be sending their assets to contest as well. In goes Azaz. And of course, the Mesmer as well. Ooh. Thief also moving in, and I think this might force Blue team to kind of give up this Bell. I don't think they'd really have the presence on the map to get anything done there. Frey is getting revived there by Pain. Sneaky res there by the Thief. Always love to see that. But I don't think they can really get to this Bell in a stable way in time to actually contest this. Yeah, red team just having that locked in. 25 points. And yeah, Blue team just not really having... I don't think they really have a strategy right now, right? Like, you know, I don't really see what they're trying to do with their composition, you know? Like, what's the goal? What's the aim? I'm not seeing the plan. Like, all I'm seeing, really, is them getting pushed around the map by red. That's what's going on here, to be honest. And two more brutal kills being landed there by Raikön. And, of course, the rest of the French. They're angry after that 55 game, guys. They're mad. The French are active. They're here. And they want to win. Red Thief is in a spot of bother. But does actually get into stealth and is wriggling away. Gets to the support. Another Bell will be up in about 2 minutes. And if that bell goes through, then that will quite possibly end the game, to be honest with you. Blue team Ranger kiting away. Waiting for the kind of bit of the resets from the blue team. Doesn't want to engage it. Is a little bit wary of the thief, I think, and with good reason too. Now we'll begin this 1v1, but red just looking strong right now. Looking very, very strong, in fact. Looking very strong. I am two-time motor winner, Dralej. You know, when I'm going to sleep at night, I'm not just a guy going to sleep. I'm two-time motor winner. Gonna get some well-needed shut-eye. And when I dream, I don't just dream any old dream. No, sir. I dream about that being three-time motor winner. Well, we'll have to see if he's gonna play. Right, we'll have to see. Which team... I mean, look, it's kind of the blessing, right? Whatever team Draw picks to kind of be the mercenary for, be the sub for, because here's how it goes, right? Draw, big multi-classer. Basically plays everything, can play anything, any role, any class, right? So a lot of teams, they want this guy, right? They want this guy because if you need that counter pick, he's your man, right? Like, you want to get... What the hell is going on with that heal skill cooldown? What was that? You want this guy in your team because he can fill the holes, if you guys know what I'm saying, right? And that's why he's been picked up by both 55 and USA, in fact, for those rosters in these highly competitive tournaments, because you want that flexibility, right? If you need a reroll, then you need a reroll. Simple as that. Yeah. Why are you guys typing huh? What are you guys typing huh? I'm removing that emote too. That emote's gone. And blue team do actually get a little bit back here. Getting that node, but again, they're about to lose the second bell, I think. And yeah, 50 points. That's going to be hard to recover from, I think, for the blue team at this stage. Frey also falls. The hold on the map has been broken by the red team once again. And blue going for a repack. They do actually manage to get rid of Tack. That's big, but actually, there is a downstate wall here. Both Chronos in downstate. Who's going to get this cleave? Looks like red team going to go for the res. They secure it too. Oh, and they get a massive Herald stun as well. That was a beautiful, beautiful Shiro elite. Shutting down the aggression and, of course, the revive from the opponents. No stun breaks available, and it translates into a brutal, crushing teamfight demolition from French Worms. More and more kills being secured. Red team not really having the map, but they're about to have it with the 2-cap coming through. Maybe even the triple. I think French Worms, they're back with a vengeance in this round, looking incredibly strong.
Did you see that?
Looking incredibly strong.
Did you see that?
Frey attempting to blast, get back into this 1v1. Does get the contest, and again, you can see that powerful boon corrupt, right? This Herald doesn't really want to fight this, I think. I don't think it has the damage to really kill this even. You can see that Frey's build, it is kind of doing what it's supposed to do, kind of dealing with these revs. But the problem is, it can't handle the Axe Thief at the same time. I think not many things can. Chrono dies on middle, which is pretty big. The red Chrono going for the revive here feels very ambitious to me, but, you know, I kind of respect it. Maybe Azus can actually get here in time to save the day. In fact, that might well happen, actually. The cleave is maybe not enough. Oh, my God, actually gets the res just in time. I don't believe this. Oh, that is so disgusting. Ugh. That is a nasty. That was a nasty. And Ryui moves back in to help, but straight into the meat grinder, I'm afraid. And well, they both get sent back to the spawn. There's the woof, and the game ends. Wow. And that was brutal. That was a pretty brutal game by the Worms. They're showing that they had a bit of trouble versus 55, but they are not to be trifled with. They are not to be trifled with whatsoever. And this game is also over. Oh, close game. Tenebray's team just barely wins with 503 to 412. And that's the end of that round. And now it's going to be 55 versus Frey's team. Goodness me. Frey out of the frying pan into the fire in this tournament. And Tack versus Zintrex. Some actually pretty interesting games here, I think. Take a look at some of these. How do you spectate? I have special ArenaNet partner powers. That is how. Yeah, you have to be the chosen one, and I am the chosen one. Spectate.dll. Guys, there is no such thing as spectate.dll. That'd be ridiculous. Are the French out? No, definitely not. Of course, the top 8 teams can go through, right? So I don't think any of these teams are out just yet. All right, we log in. Z Squadron in play. Demolish. Z Squadron leader, of course. I believe that's actually Enigma, but I'm going to say it's Demolish because it's funny. Wait, they're actually BMing. No respect for Demolish here, guys. The breakdance comes through. Demolish being eliminated by the Spear clones. Boom. Yeah, this is EU only. There is an NA version of this going on at the same time, though. Incredible. I have a feeling... I actually don't... You know, it's very weird. A lot of these games feel very unpredictable to me. I do think that Red Team is favored here. I think 55 is probably pretty favored versus Frey's team as well. But you never know. You never know. Like, especially when the comps aren't mirrored. You don't know how things are going to go down. Definitely a very, very, very dissimilar approach on the blue team.
Hold on to your
with the Warriors. This is basically the Warrior main team. Like Zintrax and Demolish. But look, these guys are actually based Warrior mains. Instead of crying on the forums, they just keep playing Warrior anyway, guys. Okay, you've got to think about that, right? If you're a Warrior main and you're crying on the forums about no longer being completely broken, okay, be inspired by Zintrax and Demolish, who are not crying about it on the forums, are actually playing the game and still playing highly competitively. Enjoy it. Okay, see if they can make anything happen here. Zenvo in the mix. Blasting. Man, this game could be a relatively slow match, actually. Like, everyone is pretty damn tanky here. The Untamed does get shoved away, though. A quick plus from the Thief is going to guarantee this node, I believe, for Red. And Zenvo actually falls on middle, too. Oh, yeah, the team fight. Just going in favor of Red here. Like, that double Herald, double Chrono. It is still a threat. Like, you have to respect it. It's been nerfed. But it's still a serious threat. Because even these support Mesmers, they have a lot of damage as well. Spear, a very powerful weapon on support Chronomancer, because it has, of course, some really good defensive potential, some CC to enable your team to damage, but also, you can pack a bit of a punch on Avatar Chronomancer. You absolutely can. Your damage is not to be underestimated. Mind the gap, guys. Mind the gap. And Red Team off to a very good start here, I'd say. Fly trying to make something happen here, but yeah, this Axe Thief is still a bit of a pain. No Willbenders, thought it was broken with Spear. Willbender is very good. Well, look, I'll just put it bluntly. It's basically at low level, right? It's a Noob Stomper build. Like, if people don't know how to play against it, Willbender is incredibly lethal. But players who are kind of, you know, more experienced with PvP know the counterplay to it. Like, very notably, the thing about Willbender Spear is that it can, like, leap onto you and burst you very, very quickly. But if you understand how terrain works, you can kind of deny it from doing that relatively easily. And the other thing is, it's also very squishy, right? It can be focused down pretty aggressively. And if you're, you know, if you're in a team, if you're in a, you know, a highly experienced player, you're going to know that you want to be bullying that Willbender pretty aggressively to shut it down. So yeah, you don't typically see Willbenders so much in these types of games. And again, that's like a big part of that is purely just because like a lot of these players kind of know how to deal with it. I think this game, I'll have to see how this one goes. Frey actually going for the Catalyst here, kind of adopting the same technology that we saw Draza going for. And Dra going to be on a second Chrono, DPS Chrono here as well, moving away from the Virtuoso. So looking a lot more like kind of a combination of what the French Worms and what 55 are playing. A bit of a hybrid approach here. Let's see actually what ends up happening here in this matchup here. Draza, of course, actually going for the Chronomancer as well. Actually getting kind of destroyed here in a 3v1 initially at the start of this match. Meanwhile, Syndra and Boyce kind of getting into the mix there.
Blue team grabbed
Boy
the
secures
capture
that node, and on the other side, we have Abindo kind of dealing with this Untamed with Wolf Spider in that 1v1. Blue team. Now we'll have to deal with this contention, though, as Draza did end up dying there. Well, bit of an outnumber against the blue team over here on this node at the same time. Abindo continues this 1v1. Blue now pushing into middle. Misha playing another Chronomancer, actually. So lots of Mesmers in this game, guys. It's going to be the support Chronomancer, I believe, here from Misha. Not the Tempest this time around, so a bit of a mix-up this time around. And so far, actually, 55 getting a little bit smushed. They've got to be a little bit careful here. Red team taking some heavy damage here from these Mesmers. Like, has the red team's cook kind of paid off here? A bit of a composition adjustment. Syndrana falling over there. Meanwhile, Abindo trying to hold on at the same time. 55, a bit of trouble. Dra does go down here on middle. Draza finding that kill. But 55 not entirely stable. Boyce wriggling around here, holding this 1v2. Misha moving in with the support. Should be good to go here, I think. Yeah, they're absolutely fine. Red team picking up that cap, and now blue continuing to defend. Now, this Untamed here is going to be a bit of an obstacle, I think. It's a very, very durable build. Sid now back off respawn. Should be able to force this cap. Abindo going to go for the... Oh, doesn't quite get the jump, unfortunately. So, can't really continue to pressure this, actually. But wants to get back into this. Wants to really push for this kill, actually. Syndrana is going to be slightly distracted from that task, though, as, of course, the Red Thief has kind of got into the mix at the same time. Boyce continuing to blast. Blue team holding onto this middle node here at the same time. Draza getting absolutely beaten down by the red team, but the support from Misha is going to be good, at least for the time being. Boyce is driving away Frey. At this point, the Aboga gets a very juicy pull, actually, into the Immobilize. Very annoying for that Catalyst. Boyce nearly able to go for this full cap. Nearly makes it happen, actually. Should be able to get it done, I think.
Blue team grabbed a
Yeah, it does actually get that cap, I believe. Yeah, secures it. And now Frey is going to have to try and force that decap. Meanwhile, Dra did go down on middle at the same time. Now here's the rotation here from Syndrana. Moves in, and oh, Frey is already so unbelievably low. Support Chrono from Red doing his absolute best to keep that Catalyst alive. Succeeds in doing so, at least for the time being as well. And yeah, Frey gets a juicy heal skill off. He's able to hold on quite nicely. But the aggression from Red is, well, the aggression from Blue, rather, is going to continue. And that Chronomancer gets caught by the addition of the Chrono, alongside the Deadeye. And that kill has been secured. And 55 starting to get a little bit ahead in this game. Here it is. 55 continuing to try to get Abindo to pressure into that waterfall. But they are going to need maybe the Thief to deal with that Untamed. Oh, the Revive does come through actually there. Not finishing that kill. Maybe a little bit of haste from blue team to actually not finish that off there. And all of a sudden, Boyce, in a little bit of pain here, does get taken out, and so does Draza. There go those two kills. And Misha is going to be kind of left running away in terror from this position. Having to wait for some respawns now.
Did you see that? Red team got a capture point.
Sind continuing to blast. Looks for a kill onto the Untamed. Might be able to get it. Oh, very tanky though. The barrier sustain. Very powerful. And the addition of Pain, well, is going to deny that kill.
Red team
Meanwhile, Abindo trying to get this node captured. Not quite able to do it, at least for the time being. And Red team doing a pretty good job here, at least so far at the beginning of this game. And Blue are going to have to make a bit of a comeback if they want to get into this. They do not have the momentum with them currently. They really do not. However, Boyce lands a crushing blow onto the Catalyst. Drives the Elementalist away from the node, nearly neutralizes it. Doesn't quite get it, but yeah, so far this Untamed is a bit of a problem for 55. They have not been able to kill it yet. Like, Abindo can hold his own in this 1v1, obviously, but not quite able to actually secure that kill, which is certainly not ideal for them. Now, Blue get middle back, and I think we do have Boyce doing a good job over here, but we'll need some assistance soon, as of course, Pain has rotated in. Sin's going to have to match that. He's on his way now. Abindo continuing this infinite 1v1. Can he find a decap here? I'm not sure if he really can. Both of these builds look incredibly durable, evenly matched, and not really being able to kill each other super effectively. Over here on middle, the fight continues to rage on as well. Sind really wants to go for this. Yeah, you can see that now. I think we might see Pain just kind of follow up here, though, to try and deny this yet again and continue the dominance of the red team on this half of the map. Yeah, we see exactly that. Now, we do see the decap come through, but we need to see a kill here for 55. I think they really want to get this. They're going for it. Oh, yeah, a massive gravity well from the Spear 4, I believe, of Abindo is going to finally dislodge this Untamed from that node. So that's a big victory here for the blue team. Big victory there. We also see Dra die as well. Draza was able to kill him, literally his own self. Because as we all know, guys, Dra and Draza are the same player, right? They are actually the same player, guys. They've just got, he's got like an octopus arm. Plays on 2 computers at the same time. Very impressive. 55, though. That was a very good series of rotations, and it already came down from getting rid of this Untamed. This Untamed is a big problem. 55 were having a bit of difficulty dealing with it, and now they've succeeded. Chronomancer from red, running away in fear. Should be able to make it, I think, to the gate and kind of restabilize, but wants to get back into this fight pretty quickly, I think. Doesn't want to leave the red team without support. That's certainly the case. Hard to take this fight, though, I think, as I think red team are already pretty behind. Yeah, they absolutely are, and a little bit spread there. You could see just the hunt coming through there, right? Like the absolute vicious hunt being deployed by blue team to secure those kills. The revive is being attempted, but I don't really see that one happening there, as both red players being eliminated, and this puts red into a really, really tricky spot now. Big reveal from Abindo as well. Is that going to be enough to actually kill this? With the gravel, it might be. Yeah, it is. Yeah, big reveal there from Abindo. Denies the stealth from the Thief and eliminates the Thief off the map as well. A brutal turn in this game, winning the team fight and a Thief kill on the other side of the map. All of a sudden, things are looking very, very bad for red team. This is a snowbally map, guys. It's faux fire. Like, things can flip on a dime very, very quickly. Oh, yeah. And now 55 have got that double cap, and we're almost seeing an inverse of this situation where I don't really see Boyce dying in this 1v1. And that means red team is going to have to dedicate a lot of resources to get rid of him. Won't be easy to kill him, especially on this node. Actually, a lot of very good kiting potential for the Ranger. So very hard to kill Boyce here, I think. And what's red team's kind of point of aggression here? Where are they going to get in? Where are they going to find their way into this game? That's the question. They're looking for it on middle, and I think the Thief is going to be the key here. Pain is the key. Right, like if Pain can actually kill Boyce, this is big. But Boyce sees it now. He knows. But he's not in the best spot, actually, is he? Tries to hold on, doesn't have a heal skill. He's trying to get some jukes going. Gets his heal, gets the kite. Is going to climb here, I think. Griffin, oh, Griffin's is so juicy, actually. Ooh, gets his heal off. Holds on, and yeah, red team aren't able to get him yet. Gets his rampages once. There's the stability. And some very good movement by Boyce, the Ranger from blue. He's not out of the woods yet, though, is he? Needs to hold on. The support from Misha is now available. And the Soul Beast holds on, at least for the time being. And now they're going to turn it. They're going to turn it onto Dra. Do they find it? Yes, they do. They get that kill. There's the blast. And over on the other side of the map, ooh, Abindo gets that kill as well. Frey eliminated. And 55, I think, kind of accelerating their way to victory here. Very good survival by the Soul Beast of blue. Boyce stands firm. And Draza feeling confident to go for this push now. They eliminate the support Chronomancer on red. Untamed moves in too. But I don't think there's anything he can do in a 1v3. Dra, of course, back in the mix, but all he can do is really help the Untamed retreat rather than any kind of aggressive play. And at 400 points, you've got to be on the map. You can't be giving any nodes away to your opponents. And I think we're kind of past the point of no return for the blue team here. It was an intense early game, a sweaty early game. 55, they managed to actually kind of recover it, stabilize it, and get in control of the map and not let go of it. I think that's basically going to be the GG. I don't really see a win condition here for red at this stage. Pain gets picked off coming out of spawn, trying to get onto the map, but 55, you can see they're in position. They're ready to deflect any kind of final push, last stand from their opponents. And yeah, red team basically call it. They call it, and they're going to have to come back in the elimination round if they want to get this done. Oh, wow. Dude, French Worms destroyed Zintrex as well. 590. They got the Lord. Dude, French got the Lord. That's crazy. That's actually, that's very high level stuff. 597 to 27 points. French Worms. Lethal Gamers. And that's actually going to be the end of that. That is it. And that's actually going to be the end of Swiss. We are now moving on to the elimination rounds. Echo X27 with the Prime, Jester with the raid. Thanks a lot, boys. Okay, let's see how these games are going to be going. So, on this side of the bracket, we got an, this is a spicy one. Immediate rematch. We have Tak into Frey. Big game there, actually. And then on the other side of the bracket, we actually have 55. So, if it's going to be a finals, it'll be potentially another Worms versus 55 finals. Who would have seen that one coming? New World is so back. Wait, were you streaming New World? Exhale, thanks for the Prime. All right, then. Let's see what we've got. We have gaming. That's what we've got. We got some serious gaming. Alrighty, then. So it's going to be on at Temple first up, then. A little bit of a pug team. Some pug teams here making it into the top 8. Love to see that. I'm definitely curious to see what's happening here. Demolish. I think this game actually going to be pretty good. I think this is the game to watch. Because I think all these other games... Well, actually, no. Yeah, I think Tak versus Frey. That could be very exciting, I think. And 55, this side of the bracket is maybe a little bit less exciting, to be honest. Like 55, I think, very favored against basically everyone here. This side of the bracket, I think, could be pretty spicy. Or rather, like, this game and this game, I think. These two games, this game as well, who knows, right? There's like two pug teams. But yeah, this game, probably very favored towards 55. First aid kit. Playing the Spectre, guys.
The match starts soon.
Incredible. The Condira build, Burst Roma. And I wouldn't say it's really a Burst Roma, but it's kind of like a little bit of everything, really. It typically sees played kind of like 1v1s things. Yeah. On the red team, it's Demolish, Intrig I Trust, Listen to the Voices. Zenvo and Zintrex. On the blue team, it is Slothsea. Chrono on Berserker. Holy shit. He's not playing Arc Divider, though, guys. Imagine playing Berserker and not playing Spin to Win. Unbelievable. Playing Condi Berserker? Who does that? That is inhuman behavior, guys. Mamaya's on the support Chrono, I believe. First aid kit on Spectre. And Erazik playing the Conditioned Herald. Let's see how this game goes here. Lots of Mesmers. It's a Mesmer-themed game, as you can see here, guys. Well, actually not that Mesmer-themed. Only 3 of them. But that's more than one a team, right? So that's obviously unacceptable. But anyway. Here we go. The initial split goes up there. And kind of blue team defusing this fight a little bit. Kind of moving away here from middle. Not wanting to overcommit to it. Looking for Demolish. Demolish, of course, is playing Strength Warrior, I believe. So he is very, very high DPS. But he is a lot more vulnerable than a regular warrior might be using the defense trait line. As you can see, the blue team really not going to be allowing him to connect whatsoever in terms of his damage output, and he goes down immediately. Honestly, not the best targets, I feel like, for this warrior, right? Like, warrior into a bunch of Mesmers? Ugh, you're not going to have a fun time with that, I think, as Demolish. He might be kind of lying on the ground a fair bit as this match continues. He's actually going for the self-res. Surely he doesn't get away with this. There's no way, right? He's actually going to get away with it. This is incredibly based.
Did you see that? Red team got a capture
blue
point.
team lacks the critical information, and Demolish, he is back up. And there you have it. Wow. Gets the self-res, identifies that the blue team were locked in like an infinite battle, ends up reviving himself. However, of course, Intrig I Trust was taken out during all of that, and Zemvo is not looking too healthy easily either. Is shut down, and yeah, blue team...
Just like that.
Not having a lot of points right now, but again, they are winning the fights, and that is typically a good sign for them in this matchup. With the Chronomancer as well, it's actually a support Chrono. I do like the fact that Demolish is actually slightly scared of the support Chrono in the 1v1 as a warrior. That's very funny to me. He's able to slowly win. Just the fact that the support Chrono actually feels confident to fight here is kind of mind-blowing, guys. What is going on? Wait, why is he winning? Ha 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 ha! Anyway, is now going to die when the thief moves in, surely, right? Oh, another chrono arrives. Actually, this is the Mirage. Mirage moves in. Assist the support chrono. And that just is going to turn the fight pretty effectively. As Demolish does get his heal skill off, but not super healthy. Some good kiting here by the Red Warrior, though. Able to get away quite nicely, I think. But the Chrono Monster, or the Mirage, is on the hunt. Finds that kill. Blue team is starting to establish control of the map now. Getting to the double cap. Going up to the triple cap pretty soon, I think. Yeah, the support crew not really wanting to take this fight into Zintrex there. Of course, Aerozik going to be replacing that instead. They're not letting Demolish get the self-res this time, okay? We've learned from our mistakes. And now, of course, Mirage getting into the mix. Wants to make some big damage here. Mirage Advance, guys. Imagine this. This ability is now being played. The balance patch in action. Big buffs coming through on all these underused abilities. You kind of love to see that. Okay. Yeah, look, you know, they've nerfed Mesmer so many times now, and people keep playing it. Like, they're going to Smiter's Boon it, guys. It's coming, okay? Just stay tuned. It's going to get absolutely nuked. They're like, listen, we're just going to remove Chrono from PvP. They're like, honestly, maybe that's the play. Maybe that's actually the play, guys. It's time. Just, like, ban it. Just delete it from the game. You know, Mesmer specs they've always been rough. They've always, you know, struggled to not ruin PvP, and now is no exception. Meanwhile, though, they have a lot of damage coming through onto blue players. They do have the double cap and the quadruple cap, in fact, thanks to the stillness buff, but this Berserker taking heavy fire will be falling almost certainly, I believe, in the near future in a 1v3. That kill does go through, and yeah, a lot of blue players dying, but they really got themselves a serious points advantage in this matchup so far. And if they're able to retreat away and only lose Chrono here, then that's not really the end of the world. They're going to be able to bounce back from this relatively easily, and yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to be happening here. We have the blue team moving over here to solidify control of this area of the map. Thief is getting a decap there, which is very, very nice from red team, actually. Kind of love to see that. But Zembo gets cleaved out as well. And blue team still looking in control here, I think. And red maybe extending a little bit too aggressively here. They were very eager to break out of their position, but didn't really have a big numbers advantage here. As, of course, the blue team did only lose one player, and they simply reinforced middle and kind of ignored the ultra as well. So red team almost kind of playing into the hands of blue, running into the trap and getting punished for it. Aerozik hunting down Demolish here. On the bottom buff too, which is going to be relevant relatively soon. Not just yet. They're not for another minute. Oh, but I think he finds the kill. Gets the CC into the kill. Whoa. And that's how it is. Aerozik gets that kill. Look, dude, he's actually, look, he's worried about the self-res. They're all scarred by it. He's like, look, you're not doing it, right? You're not doing it, right? But he is, in fact, not doing it this time. Imagine if he starts now. That'll be pretty epic, actually. It'll be an epic gamer move. But I think he's actually a little bit too low. It's probably not even particularly high value at this stage because it takes quite a long time to self-res all the way from 1% HP. But blue team continuing their aggression, continuing their onslaught into this game. Spectre harassing this node there, wanting to assist this Berserker in dislodging this. There's no answer to this Thief, actually. Like, Fly able to kind of sneak behind enemy lines, slows down the point gain of the opponents. But if they can't win these fights, then they can't win this game. And Stray Warrior falls yet again. Berserker trying to put the work in. Zembo and Intrig, I trust, holding on quite nicely. The blue team get the... they actually do end up losing the map there. Double cap for red. But where's the comeback potential here? Because, like, blue is simply sending a player over here. They've already got a player assigned to the bottom buff. Is intercepted immediately by Fly. And having the Chrono here, the support Chrono, is maybe not ideal for blue. They might have to respond to this. Like, put another player here. And especially now that Demolish is here, this Chrono is going to be in a little bit of trouble. So, blue now do need to actually have a response to this. And, of course, essentially the triple side noder coming through from red. It's a bit annoying to deal with, although a lot of the builds on blue also have some very high dueling potential too. But there's not any assist coming through for blue right now on bottom buff. Like, someone has to come here, or this support Chrono is going to fall. And still no help. And that's going to be a dead Chrono.
Just like that.
Looks like the Spectre is going to reinforce, and this should keep this buff stable. Spectre will be quite difficult to eliminate in the immediate future, but actually has to make it over there to get that intercept. Does do it. And the Mirage also moves in for the Reinforce. Could they actually go for this Revival? I think that, I don't really think so, yeah. The Thief gets the finish there as well. Oh, they actually want to make sure that dies first. Yeah, they're about to kill Demolish. They did not want to rally Demolish by having the Chrono go into downstate, and then Demolish goes downstate, then the Chrono bleeds out, then the res comes. So that would have been pretty disastrous, actually, in that situation. Demolish gets his heal with 218 hit points left. The blue team just could not quite finish the job there. Sloth going in for the kill, pushes him with the spear. Is it going to get Demolish? Oh, Demolish gets the full counter. He actually lives, and the support from Zemvo comes through, and he holds on. But at what cost? It's a terrible cost, I'm afraid. 2 caps for blue. Is a kill onto Sloth, actually. The big reinforce there from Zemvo was able to turn that fight, but it's not looking good. How is this other game going, actually? I want to see this TAC versus Frey game. Oh, wow. I mean, Worms are... Worms are definitely ahead here, that's for sure. A very powerful start by them on the blue team here. 180 points up. So I think that's pretty favored towards Worms in this matchup. Let's see how this 55 game is going. Yeah, also pretty favored towards 55 there, so interesting match. So yeah, the only really big one is pretty much this Zintrax game, as the other ones are fairly favored towards one side or the other. And even this one is looking a little bit difficult to recover, I think, for red. Demolish, looking for an opening. I mean, even bottom buff is not really going to be that useful at this stage to red team. I don't think they can really get that without committing a crazy amount of resources. The Chronomance here from Amaya is holding on very nicely too. And red team kind of crumbling here. Zemvo and the Untamed in the downstate. Zemvo will fall here on middle. I think with those 2 kills, the game is well and truly over. Well and truly at its finale. Wicked, wicked, wicked. Hell yeah, Gurugash. That's what I'm talking about. That is wicked. Demolish. What? Oh, hang on. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The Berserker secures this 1v1. Goes for the BM. Forces the bleed. And Demolish will be cleansed from this game. Big DPS comes through. Condition Berserker. Rabbit Amulet gets that kill. And that's going to be at end of the game. And again, Frenchie's doing extremely well in this other round at the same time. 300 points, just 15. I think it's going to be a little bit difficult to stage a comeback here with such a kind of dominant performance, I think, actually, from the French. And again, they're still utilizing this combo. I'll have to see if they kind of cook anything up for the finals, because this did not work against 55. It really, really did not. It did not work. But you never know. Maybe they've come up with a different rotational strategy, a different way to approach the game to counter their opponents. But it's certainly working here, that's for sure. As the red team fighting for their lives in this game at just 28 points, 7 minutes into the game. It's certainly going to be an uphill battle to recover. Pain trying to blast. Looking for the kill onto Riken. Isn't going to get it. Oh, French get the top buff as well. Top buff is not fun. It's not fun whatsoever. We do actually have the kill onto Azaz. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Is there going to be any intercept here? This should be a bottom buff for red. Unless maybe a blue thief can get here in time. Or the Chronomancer can maybe get here. Oh, miss. Actually gets it. Was blinded on the rifle too. So that is something. To be honest, that is actually a little bit of something there. Very nice gameplay there from the red team to get that done. But it does get dissolved relatively quickly. Both of those nodes neutralized. And of course, the third also being contested by Azaz here at the same time. There we go. And Riken back in the mix there, chasing down the support from red team. Support from red team so very, very low there. Oh, it does go into the downstate. Nearly died to falling damage. That probably would have actually been better if he was capable of actually making that happen. I think was going for it even. Couldn't quite do it though in time. And Riken going for that kill once again. And red team, despite that rather amusing turn of events grabbing that buff, I don't think they can really turn this into much of an advantage. Frey playing with a hammer catalyst, actually. See a couple of different catalyst builds, seen with Dagger, and now, of course, with this hammer being played by Frey. Elementalist is very tanky, actually, right? That's why you kind of see it pop up in some of these matches. Very durable build, can hold its own very nicely in many of these fights. And of course, like we mentioned earlier, right, like the Sphere Specialist, that also applies to PvP, right? So a lot of Sphere uptime is now available, and a lot of very heavy boon application can be utilized with a combination of Spectacular Sphere and the Sphere Specialist. Blue team slowly marching onwards towards victory here, really. 390 points to 85. Pain in the downset there as well. And no thief on the map. That's really not a good sign. When you need to control the map, and you really do when you're 300 points down, not having your thief essentially makes that impossible to do so, especially given that your opponents will also be running a thief as well. More kills coming in across the map. We do have a red team kill here as well, but the rally does in fact come through as the red player bleeds out. 420 points for blue. Double cap about to be secured there as well. Stillness also under siege here too. Red team might not be able to contest with this particularly well. At least not for very long. Pain is back in the mix. Driven down there. And Pain is going to go for this contest, but it's going to have to concede the top buff for that. And that's going to be brutal. 4 points per tick right now in favor of the blue team. And even a kill being secured, actually, against Dra at the last second in this game. Az is just going to go ahead and finish that off, actually. Like, the 5 points, certainly going to be high value at this stage. Will basically end the game at that point. 481 points, 485. And this is going to be the end for Frey. For Team Frey. They're out. And Worms, they continue. They continue through this tournament in their attempt to have that rematch versus 55 in the grand finals. And there you have it. It's going to be Tak versus Perfect Storm and 55 Dragons versus still not a relevant player. I'm not actually completely familiar with these teams, so we'll see what they've actually been cooking up. I do want to give a big shout out actually to Awesomeness, who is actually streaming the NA monthly AT, which, you know, it's in short supply these days, guys. It really is. That's crazy. That is absolutely wild. Awesomeness, ArenaNet developer, monthly AT, streamer, gamer. You love to see it. All right. Let us march onwards to the next round. Yeah, apparently NA only had 4 rounds. That's actually crazy. That's kind of sad. I actually didn't realize a monthly would ever do 4 rounds. I thought it would always do 5. Yeah. Yeah, apparently it was 4 rounds. But anyway, can you guys accept the game? Are we going or what? What's going on, lads? Oh no. Dude, this is big. This is actually very big, guys. This is big. We are done with Kylo. Kylo is out of the way. 55, breathe a sigh of relief. And look, guys, actually, is this correct? Of all the monthly ATs that 55 has lost recently, they didn't have Boyce, right? It's no Boyce, no win, man. We all know it. Everyone knows it. Boyce is here. Zan, #1 simp. Boyce is well known for his simp tendencies. That is true, actually. It's kind of on his character sheet. Here we go. Boyce lost and they lost. Well, it was probably fake Boyce, man. It was probably fake Boyce. It was fake, but I mean, yeah, look. And the thing is, Boyce, he can't cancel out Kylo, right? Boyce is very high power level. Very high power level, right? But he can't counter it, right? He can't counter Kylo. It's too powerful. Misha The master of disaster, one dodge man. Here he is. Draza, a boogie with Dadrazi, is here. Mirage. Abindo, also known as Abindo. And Syndrina, actually playing on his actual thief this time. The original one, guys. The original thief with the sentiment. This is iconic, guys. Iconic Syndrina gameplay here. Yeah, it was probably like not even real boys. It was someone else playing on his account or some shit. It was like it was his little brother. It was his little brother who'd like stolen this computer. It wasn't even real boys. Can you show the Mesmer builds? Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't show them. Maybe I don't want to inflict this upon ranked, guys. Okay, you're welcome. Okay.
Hold on to your points. Seize theirs.
Anyway. We got Sind on the Deadeye. We got Boyce on the Untamed. Of course, here he is. The Heretic Amulet. Absolutely disgusting. Disgusting build right there, guys. With a hammer and the Mace. Misha, support Chronomancer. Draza on the DPS Mirage over here. And Abindo on the Herald. Red team is going to be Erozik. It's going to be Maya, I believe, on Spectre. Mamayas on support Chronomancer. On Berserker. And Slothsy on Mirage. Now, I'm not really expecting that much, if I'm going to be real here, from these two games. I think that the semi-finals here are going to be a little bit anticlimactic, if I'm going to be honest here. 55, a pretty devastatingly good team. I don't really think Red Team has much of a hope to win here, if I'm being completely honest with you. But Sin is nearly dead. Maybe Blue Team throws. It can always happen, guys. It can definitely happen. Stranger things have happened, and regularly do happen as well. Let's see what the... I will let you go have a look at the other game, see what the other game's doing. Again, I think this will be very favored towards the blue team here. Once again, yeah. Honestly, really cool to see a Pug team make it this far to the semi-finals here, as you can see here. But, yeah. Worms, looking very strong. Very, very powerful indeed. And I think that they will... They're probably going to have the bit of an advantage here. Actually, in this matchup, they should be winning this fairly decisively, I believe. But yeah, for the Herald build, guys, this is basically what everyone's playing. It's with the Tyrant Amulet, Rune of the Links, Relic of Rivers, the Mythical Beast Spear, of course, and then Mace Shield with Corruption, Retribution, and Herald. Of course, Retribution having some buffs recently, right? Like, you actually have 10% damage reduction while you have Resolution, which, of course, you have uptime of with Spiritual Reckoning here as well. And, of course, Resolute Evasion, which also gives you a little damage reduction buff after you dodge as well. So, very high durability kind of trait line here as well. You can combine that with, of course, Hardening Persistence over on Herald, and a little bit of Toughness, and you've got a pretty tanky build there. And Relic of Rivers, of course, helping you out with a bit more sustain, giving you that Alacrity uptime to get your cooldowns and rotate through all of your defenses a little bit quicker. The Thief build, we've seen a lot of different Thief approaches actually here. This one is fairly popular. It's the Axe Thief build, a very aggressive build, can handle itself in 1v1s, extremely effective, has massive damage output as well. Not quite as fast as some of the other builds, of course. Like, you know, some of the other builds are a little bit faster than this Thief build, but it certainly is there. Doesn't use the short bow, as you can see. It's Axe Pistol, Dagger Pistol. And you have, of course, the DPS Chronomancer, which is somewhat similar to the DPS Mirage, with Chaos, Illusions, and Chronomancer. And we have Raikon on the another Herald, right? Same as Azaz here, with Tyrant and Lynx. Again, that new amulet with the toughness and condition damage. Bit of a classic there. And, of course, Tak on support Chrono. Esprit, known as the Big Worm. Here on the Mesmer, Avatar Amulet, Rune of the Guardian, and Relic of the Flock. There's, you know, there's a couple of rune choice variants. Some people like Druid, some people like Guardian. I've seen a whole bunch of different choices, actually, for what rune. Even Exuberance, right, we saw earlier on the tour. But the core of the build is still there. The Rifle and the Spear. You've got damage, you've got support, you've got boons, you've got all the good stuff. We absolutely love to see it. But yeah, this game, obviously, very one-sided in favor of the blue team. And yeah, this game, I would say similarly so. Red team putting up a little bit more of a fight than in the other game, even getting a kill onto Abindo. But again, kind of the same builds being played here. Rune of Resistance, so just no condition duration, like negative 25% condition duration. Very powerful effect there to have there. And the Antitoxin, so even more cleanse. So really wants to shut down conditions on this build. Kind of thinking about the Spectre, probably, trying to deal with that. And, of course, potentially the mirror matchup. That is also going to be applying some heavy condition pressure at the same time. Misha on support. Guardian, Avatar, Flock. We've all seen this stuff, guys. We saw this in the last game as well. Syndra does like his Deadeye, though. This is a, you know, I think not as many people are going for the Deadeye. Right? I think a lot of people are favoring the Daredevil these days. Or, of course, the Spectre. But Synd, he loves Deadeye, and that's going to be Shadow Arts, Trickery, and, of course, Deadeye. Very high damage build, is mercilessly aggressive. If this connects onto you, you have to respect it, right? You have to respect this Deadeye. It's sword, dagger, and with the rifle, so very high mobility, very, very fast, very, very high damage.
Blue team takes a capture
Kind of really, I think it really makes sense in the context of the aggressive playstyle that 55 like. 55 love an aggressive playstyle, and I think the Deadeye fits well into that style of gameplay. You know, it's funny, guys. You know, there was a time when Syndra would make fun of people playing Deadeye. Seriously, there was. Seriously. He used to say that playing Deadeye was small PP, right? That's true, guys. I'm sure many people remember that, right? But now he's been converted. He's been fully converted to the Deadeye. One of the most staunch defenders and proponents of the build. Currently beating up on Erozik over here as well. And boys, this Heretic Ranger build there with Nature Magic Wound as well. Very, very tanky here. You can see super tanky build. Utilizing Let Loose to get even more of these burst abilities, right? These ambush abilities for the Untamed. Unleashing all over the place. Getting that lifesteal, getting that sustain. Nature Magic Wound, the survival, giving him that tankiness, that carnivore as well, right, for even more lifesteal. Loads of lifesteal here. Getting lifesteal for every single unleashed ambush, every time you land a CC. Huge sustain coming through with the Wayfinder Relic for just a bit of that mobility, and Scrapper Rune for more durability. You can see the power, toughness, and vitality slapped onto that. And the healing power, really going to be putting in some work there with the regeneration, the healing spring, the barrier from Protect Me, and all that kind of good stuff just kind of kicking in there as well. Super tanky build. We saw it, and we saw it played to great effect, right, in the, in that game versus Dra, right, with Wolfspider, kind of utilizing something, I think it was very similar to this, if not the same build. Just incredible durability, very hard to dislodge, even if you do have a Thief on your team. This game will never be esports. These big maps, running around, ganking 41, so boring to watch this. First Garth. You know, the thing is, right, I think this game really could have been esports. And it was for a time, by the way. It just wasn't really the direction that the devs wanted to go, to be honest. And the other thing is that over time, like very regrettably, like the player base has dried up. The balance has been questionable, right? And a couple of things haven't gone the game's favor, to be honest. But yeah, Draza's build, yeah, it's the DPS Chrono build, guys. We all know what this is. It's Ogre Rune, Relic of the Fireworks. Still runs the rifle, which is kind of funny to see, right? Like, yeah. Look, you run Spear on a support build and Rifle on a damage build, guys. Like, what's going on there? That's a bit weird, isn't it? But yeah, blue team closing this out, and these are the team comps that we're going to be seeing in the grand finals, guys. Worms versus 55. Decisive victory there, and I believe the Worm game is also over. We're going on to the grand finals very, very shortly indeed. Yeah. Oh, he does play Mirage sometimes, right? Sometimes Mirage, sometimes Chrono. We might see some mix-ups there. I am maybe expecting... I am actually maybe expecting a couple of changes in the finals. We did see the French hold strats in the last monthly, so we might see a bit of a cook, and I kind of think they need one. I want to see one. Unless they have massively iterated on their strategy between when they lost in Swiss compared to now. I do hope they've got something planned. I do hope they've got it planned. Alrighty then. Here we go. Finals. Holy, dude, wait. Dude, I might have to go back and actually cast the NA Finals. Because apparently NA Finals was a brutal 400 to 398 finale. That's actually crazy. Yeah. I'm calling the goose. Yeah, what happened?
Awesomeness in here. That is the greatest esports moment in Guild Wars 2 history.
Wait, what happened?
That is the most fantastic thing I have.
I'm calling them both. What happened, Snap?
Bro.
Give us the juice.
Holy.
Red was down the whole game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at the graph.
Yep.
They were down like the whole game.
Yep.
And then, all of a sudden, in the last, like, there was like this 1v1 at bottom and the shrine was up. And then suddenly, pounced, killed the player down below, took the triple cap, and I was watching it count down and I was like, oh my, it's mathematically possible. They had the triple cap, they all held, and they won by like 2 points. So the tick, the 1
the final
second
tick, right,
caused
ended
them
it.
to win.
Yeah.
The final tick ended it.
Wow.
That was insane. That is the greatest thing I have ever seen.
Yeah. They
Holy. Grimjack got the big kill at the end there too, I think.
Dude, Maw on the down. Maw on the bottom
That
buff.
was actually
That's
a pivotal
insane.
moment. Grimjack chased the Chrono, and then the Chrono like CS'd and jumped off the edge. And I think he was trying to do like a trick or something.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly, but he died to falling damage. And then Grim stole mid, and it like kind of flipped the rotations. Oh, it was so good. It was actually the greatest match I have ever seen. Holy. Yeah. And then everyone kept spamming Maz the GOAT, and it was it was a very powerful spam.
Wow. I might have to take a
Dark
look at that actually
USA
after this.
came back.
Might have to go back and just
Yeah.
have a look, you know.
Fall damage. Oh yeah, the fall damage.
Yeah.
Wait, so did that Chrono, did they down in midair and the fall damage finish them? Is that what happened?
Well, I think
Yeah, the
you
fall
have, I
damage,
think if you're just very
insta-kills.
I think you just have to be very, very low, right? And then if you just fall off, you just die.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, so you don't have to be downstate necessarily.
Yeah,
Actually,
no.
it might be
No.
worse if you're downstate, or it might be more beneficial if you are downstate. Because if you're low health, you just fall to die to the fall damage. You die to the fall damage. Oh yeah, true.
NA gameplay.
Holy, that was insane. I just like, oh man, you got to go watch it back live, because I had this moment where I was like, I think it's pretty well over. Like, they have to, if they're gonna win, they have to triple cap now, and then they did, and I was like, oh my, I actually think it's really close. I was like, I think it's still possible, and then I had this realization that it, like, I did the math in my head, and I was like, it's possible by 1 second, and they held. Crazy. They had to get both kills too in order for it to be possible. Like, they had to capitalize on both kills, and they got the 2 kills, and then they just win. So
The gamers are here.
It was either like the greatest psyop ever, and they were all paid actors, or it was just a good game. So
It was an awesomeness psyop.
yeah,
I kneel for them.
Wow.
yeah, it was wild.
NA.
I'll give them a good.
I'll be
Good
right
internet
back.
meal.
Gotta
And NA is
go help
powerful.
my dog.
NA is powerful.
Yeah, it's a shame.
That was
It's
insane.
such a shame that we can't do both, right? It's if only we could cast both tournaments. But was it only 4 rounds though? Was it actually a 4-round? Switch?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Wait, doesn't that mean there were less than 32 teams or something? That's crazy.
There were 10 teams.
Wait, what?
There were 10 teams.
There were 10.
In Swiss, it was only 5. It was 5 games at a time.
What? 10 teams in the entire
rounds.
tournament?
4 rounds is 16 teams or less, right? 2 to the.
I don't know. I don't know how.
I don't know how math works. I don't know
Yeah,
how math
I don't know
works.
how it works either.
Despite having like a math term in my
Yeah.
name, math is difficult. That was massive. That was absolutely massive. We got Azura best race character here. That's a bit.
That's sus.
That is sus.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have much room to speak. My character is Gape into the Abyss.
What?
So.
Wait, I mean that's that, I mean
Stuffs.
look, how is that sus? That's an official achievement name, no? Isn't
It's
that,
in the game.
That's
Stuff.
in the, yeah,
Stuff.
That's in the game.
I
yeah.
have the title.
Yeah, Gape
Yeah.
into the
I'm-
into the abyss.
I'm repping.
Yeah.
Okay, back.
It's
Wait, what did I
Awards
just
team,
spam?
achievement team.
Well, look, I mean, Steb, are you aware that there is an achievement in the game called Gape into the Abyss?
Yes. That is,
Sneb, how's your
Questionable
foot,
title.
by the way? How's your foot?
every waking moment is pain and suffering.
But,
So
oh
about the
no,
average
what? Oh no.
person. About the average person's
No.
life experience, I guess. Yeah, no, it actually hurts quite a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm anticipating they're gonna say surgery is a thing. But
Yeah.
I had a CT scan, and next week I
Surgery.
meet with the orthopedic surgeon or whatever they're called.
Right, I've got to go cast
Surgery.
EU finals. I'll be back.
Good luck, gamer.
All right, here we are, guys. EU finals. Can it hold a candle to the NA finals? NA finals were insane fire. Can EU hold its own? On the red team, it's going to be French. This is French Worms. Azaz, Herald number 1. Boom. There it is. Zeolith on the Daredevil. YYY. Support Chronomancer. Raikön on Mirage this time around. Third Mesmer. DPS Mirage, Illusions, Dueling, and Mirage. There it is. And Tak on Chrono. Tak is back. That's what they say. Support Chronomancer. Ooh, and some rerolls coming through from 55 as well. Boyce is going to be on the Virtuoso. He has abandoned the Ranger, guys. The Ranger has been thrown out the window, but we could be seeing some potential last-minute cheeky swaps. We could see some cheeky stuff. Abindo on Necro now. Okay, okay. Misha rerolling as well. Let's see what it's going to be. Abindo rerolling again. They're trying to bamboozle, I think. They're trying to bamboozle. Wait, no. It can't be. Not another Mesmer. Surely it's not another Mesmer. No, it's a Tempest. Eclipse Sentinel from Zeolith. Dude, the relog mind games are coming in now. Wait, oh, Tak rerolls. Tak rerolls. And Misha, I think, is locking in on the Tempest. Draws it on the Catalyst. And Zan on the and Boyce on the Untamed. And Sin on the Daredevil. And Abindo on the Herald. Okay, like 17 rerolls there. The mind games have activated. And Tak is not yet in the game yet. What is Tak going to be locked in on?
Seize theirs.
So they are actually a player down right now, which is maybe not ideal. What? Bunker Dragon Hunter. It's here. Tak. Here it is. Relic of the Defender. Avatar at Rune of the Dolyak. Mace Shield Hammer. It's here. It's here. And Cinder looks at the Deadeye. He's going for the Deadeye, I think. Yeah, he now sees that. He responds to it and goes to the Deadeye, I believe. Abindo here on middle. Yeah. Yep, here's the Deadeye from Sind. He's going to use that to bunker bust, I think. The unblockability of the Sword Dagger will be nice. Meanwhile, Abindo is still on that Herald, so we actually settle on the Catalyst for Draza, which is going to be this kind of Sage build, right? It's with Hammer as well, by the way. Earth, Arcane, and Catalyst. Tempest from Misha. Big support here. Abindo on the Condi Herald. Boyce on the Untamed. It's kind of like a bunker build, right? Oh, yeah, I feel like this qualifies as a bunker, right? It's kind of a bunker. Very tanky build with Heretic Amulet and Hammer Mace. And Sind on the Deadeye. Gonna try to puncture through this, right? Like he's gonna have to try and punch through. Herald trying to deal with this Chrono in this 1v1. Tempest moving around all over the place. DH actually getting a little bit of a beating from this Ranger. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Chrono holding on, and red team, again, they have kind of found this. This is what the French do, guys. This is what the French do. You know what I'm saying, guys? They do find these ways to bunker, and they might have done it. Of course, the game is still in its infancy. We don't know for sure, but they might have found their way to bunkering this game down. Ooh, Draza having a bit of a tough time in this 1v1 against the Herald as well, by the way. If he dies here, this is disastrous. He can't die here. Yeah, Sin moves in at the last second, and that should kind of get some of the heat off this Elementalist. Now we have the support moving in. Eclipse Sentinel coming to help out the Herald. Should not be dying anytime soon, I believe. Yeah, should be fine. Has the Glyph, of course. Rebound available. Oh, they want to really turn it around there. They want to go for some damage here. Of course, the Ellie not having the craziest DPS in the universe. Drops a Meteor Shower, but, well, look, we saw what happened to that ability over time, didn't we? Looks so far fairly stable. And French, 55 points. And this is looking to be a slow game, guys. This is a slow game. And that means that even a 100-point advantage is very, very significant. Holding a node, even for a minute in a matchup like this, is a big deal. Like, if you're 55, you are sweating a bit here. Oh, this is a big kill, though. Sin comes in right as this DH gets pressured. Does he fall? He gets the unblocker. He gets the blockable heal off. Drops the Sanctuary. He's so greedy. He's so fucking greedy. Not you going for the renewed. Now he goes for the renewed. And actually lives. Has to play defensively, though, because of that Deadeye. Man, really aggressive play from the bunker there. Gets the pull. Lands the banish. Boy's banished. French holding it steady. No point gain for 55. Abindo looking like he might be able to secure middle. Is there an answer from Worms? Worms don't want to give that up, guys. They really don't. They do not want to give that up. In a match like this, you cannot afford to give your opponents any captures. 55, they might have to do some problem solving live here. They're going to have to do some live problem solving. How do they counter this? What's the rotation they need?
Just like that.
And now a big kind of key thing in my mind here is that the comp from Red Team is designed to make Sind less valuable, right? We saw that in the last monthly. We saw that in the last monthly, guys. They want to make that Thief not do that much. And they're succeeding, too. Abindo in a bit of trouble here. Sin trying to find an opening here on middle, but not really able to do it. Abindo goes down! Oh, no. That's very bad. Now, 55 did get this cap, and it will be continually contested here by Misha, but it's a support. That is a potentially vulnerable player here. And meanwhile, Tak is in a 1v2. Doesn't have cooldowns. This should be a dead Tak here. Surely he doesn't live. He's trying to hold on. Has the knockback. Gets the knockback. No renewed focus for a long time, though. Syndra now starting to blast. The Chronomars are trying to reinforce. Oh, just barely makes it. No! I can't believe that. Tak with the survival. Lands the Wings of Resolve and the Sanctuary and gets the node. Renewed focus is back. Boyce gets trapped as well. And immobilized as well. Oh, what a disaster. Oh, no. What a nightmare for 55. Big Abindo stun break there by Boyce. He was seeing that one coming. But Worms still continuing their advance into this game. They've got to get a cap, though. They do want to extend this lead, I think. They're probably not happy with this, right? They obviously are winning, right? They will win the game if it ends, but they're not going to be happy. They want more. They obviously want more. And Syndranet being driven away here from middle. Oh, yeah, the Phantasm's not going to quite snipe him. Be a 1v2 again. It's going to be the... It is going to be the Catalyst, though. Should hold on pretty nicely. Doesn't feel confident to stand on the node, though, against the double Mesmer. Once again, goes for the plus onto the DH. But the invulnerabilities here, guys. There's no Sanctuary, though, and there's no rotation to actually save a spree here. But Sin kind of gives up on it. Maybe he needs to go and help middle here, because Red Team, they have secured it. This could be a kill onto this Dragon Hunter, though. Oh, the heal skills here. And Sanctuary's up soon. This is maybe holdable for a spree. This might be holdable. He has Sanctuary. Does he hold this? I think he does. Yeah, he drops it. No, he holds it. Yeah, sees the Thief leaving. Doesn't want to commit that ability. Wants to use it to kind of pressure this Ranger. Of course, that did give the full cap to Boyce. But of course, this build is in like a weird way a decap build too. It has this ability to push the opponent off the node. Does use all of it, and Boyce was able to evade it quite nicely. So this node is going to remain under the control of Blue Team, at least for the time being. And Red Team continuing this brawl over here. Oh, a reroll. Draza. What's the play? What's the play? It's to a dagger build, I believe, as opposed to the hammer. Yeah, the heretic build. We have the reroll. Okay. So he's logging back in. He had this prepared. They were maybe worried about this. And let's see if that's going to make the difference. Ooh, and Sind. If he can get this kill, that'll be massive. Can he make some Thief magic happen? Yes, he can! There it is. There's the push into the bleed. But there is, of course, a rotation coming in from the Chronomancer. So we'll be able to contest this at least and kind of deny some of the point gain. Draza now back into the mix. On the Catalyst, this will definitely bully this Chrono away. Well, it will certainly, at the very least, allow Syndra to continue to rotate. But actually, Syndra in a bit of trouble here, actually. He's almost getting taken out there by that Chronomancer, which is playing a support build, by the way. And yeah, we do see the decap come through there from the Dragon Hunter. And a big fight starting to emerge over here. Herald from Azza's very, very low. Here we go. Oh, Az is getting blasted. Big CC coming through. Is the support from Eclipse Sentinel going to be enough? There's still the res available, actually, so we're in a relatively okay spot. We're trying to hold this down. Big healing connecting from Eclipse Sentinel. Is it enough, though? Here's the glyph. It lands. There's the glyph. It was the air glyph, too, teleporting the player away from the danger zone, but this might yield the node for blue. Let's see if it does. Looks like it does.
Blue team grabs
So far, the reroll from Draza maybe starting to pay off there, giving them some more options on the map. Is this cap slowly going towards a spree? It is, yeah. This is a bit of a problem. We do need to see the Thief rotate here. I think Cinder's doing it now. Yes, he is. But cooldowns are available for the Dragon Hunter. We've got the Sanctuary. Sanctuary's here and renewed focus. He pops the Sanctuary. Denies the Thief port instantaneously. Well, a lot of damage actually coming through. Ooh, but the Chronomancer reinforces. Kind of countering the rotation from the Thief. Draza dies on middle a little bit. 6 minutes on the clock. Time is ticking here, guys. Time is ticking away. And once again, a spree. Trying to hold this together. Is doing a good job of it, the team, actually. He still has renewed. He's not really under threat. This is a hard kill to get. And 55 are committing to it fairly hard. Of course, it is a 2v2, so that means the other side of the map is still relevant at the same time. But yeah, they can't get him. This allows the Thief, though, to rotate back into middle, and the Chronomancer is going to have to go for this chase. So Worms are going to have to hold outnumbered for a bit. They have to hold on for a bit. Thief rotates in, but Chrono actually is very kind of hot on the heels of the Thief. Makes it here. And let's see, do we think that 55 can win this fight? It doesn't look like either team is making a huge amount of headway. Catalyst from Draza is under pressure. Gets CC'd, actually, and does die. Oh, dear. Ooh, and even those 5 points are relevant. Like, in a game like this, those 5 points are relevant. They are. Tack continuing to hold. He holds on. He bunkers. Another kill secured. Syndrina. Oh, no. Ooh. This is bad, actually. This is very, very bad here, guys. Thief dies here. And with no Thief... now we're in trouble. Now 55 are in trouble. They're going to have to try and make something happen here. They're going to rotate. I like this. They have to mix it up. They're going to try and play different nodes. They still have... the henge secured. If they can just get Boyce planted on, they need to invert the situation. As opposed to Boyce fighting on neutral or enemy node, they've got to get Boyce on their node. Let's see if they can make that happen. Oh, it's not looking easy, though, actually, because the Worms, they respond very quickly with rotations of their own and deny it. They get the Tempest in. Herald holding against the Catalyst very nicely, and Tack is now rotating. And this is a little bit annoying. I mean, he will be able to decap here, right? But if Boyce can hold this, and he is very quick on the draw when it comes to stun breaks, he might be able to actually keep this node going. This could be what blue team need here. This is what they're looking for. I like what they've done with this. They've swapped the map, and now they've got to win a node. They've got to either neutralize here or win this fight. So this 1v1 is very important, actually. The Catalyst into the Revenant. If Draza can find this decap, that's massive. And he does. He does find it. And now, a lot of pressure on Boyce. Boyce needs to deny this. Yeah, he's doing a good job. Okay. 55, they've solved it. Or at least they've made a move. They've made a move, and now their opponents have to respond. Tack has to find this decap if he wants to keep his team in the lead. Meanwhile... big fight over here. Abindo in trouble, but has that glint heal, gets back up to full health pretty quickly. And now we've got some pressure on Worms. They're feeling the heat right now. They have to win this fight. They've got to win this fight or one of these 1v1s. And let's see if they can do it. Okay. Abindo in a bit of trouble. No glint heal, but the support from Misha is very good. A Tempest cranking away. Has that ability to heal from range too. You can see doesn't really have to commit to the node that much. And that means it can just fully focus on supporting and CCing. And yeah, Worms, they're going to have to rotate away. Oh, Tack did get the decap, though. He got it. He got it, guys. And this is the problem with these builds. They are very annoying. They will slowly get you. Even if it takes 2 minutes to decap you, if they can get that, then that is a victory. Ooh, but actually, maybe an overextension here from Tak. He goes for the heal. Can he live this? He's got the... Oh, Sanctuary gets cancelled. Hang on, we're in trouble here. Tak, for the first time in this game, needs some help here. Oh, but the Tempest does arrive there, gets the restain. The Sanctuary drops down, and that will force the Thief to rotate away. But Azaz then finds himself in a sticky situation. Is he going to go down? Yes, he is. And that will be a cap for blue. Oh, the glyph! The glyph from Zealot. That is really disgusting, actually. But the cap was yielded, I believe, to the blue team on middle. Yes, it was. And now Draza actually kind of hitting into the rock wall. This immobilize could be very punishing. He dodges it, though. But he's going to have to leave, and yeah, he's going to have to yield that decap. The gap is closing, but Abindo does fall ever so slowly on this side of the map, and this does leave Misha on his own. He's going to need a reinforce, and it's going to take ages to get there, and whoa, nowhere near enough time for that to happen. As Misha goes down, French Worms are going to secure the mine. Draza wanting to get middle. Oh, the Beast. Dude, the Beast is disgusting, actually. There's no contest for this. Maybe Sin can make it. Can he make it in time to steal this? He's going for it. Oh, yeah. French doesn't want to risk it. Doesn't want to risk it, and that's smart. Would take a little bit too long to kill that. And Red Team, they get the mine. Oh, but Blue Team now feel like they want to go for the Beast. They want those 25 points. Who's going to get it? Oh, no. Worms. Worms lock it in. 1 minute on the clock, by the way, guys. 1 minute on the clock. And Red Team have it. Another kill. Draza falls on middle. Beast stolen by Worms. Boys, oh no, he knows. He's AFK. He's mentally broken by French Theorycraft. Bunker Dragon Hunter is here. They did, I cannot believe it. They did it again. No, it can't be. It's happening. The breakdance on middle. French Worms do it again. They hide their Theorycraft. They drop it in the finals. They can win on Kylo, and now they show they can win on Forest as well. A map they were a bit worried about. They said they were worried about it, guys. They did say they were worried about it before. A long time ago anyway. But not anymore. The French overcome their fear of the forest. And they breakdance. They Theorycraft. The Dragon Hunter. Tak. Secures victory here. And they're going to end it on a triple cap. Henge, Keep, and Mine. All secured for the Worms. And that is the end of the game. French Worms win it again. Exclamation mark Worms in the chat. And they end it 339 to 119. An epic Bunker Fiesta game here on the Forest of Niflhel. The Worms, they do it again. Even Boyce isn't enough to defeat French Theorycraft, man. It's just not enough. Wow. And here they are. The breakdance is enabled. The breakdance is here. Behold, the Inspector, Tak, Zealeth is here, Azaz, and Riken. Incredible.